Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Monday night over on Rediscovery RPG. I haven't done a Monday game in a while, but we have a very special thing happening tonight, which is that we're gonna play test a brand new system. It is one that I wrote a couple of months ago with Zach, and I was like, I've got this idea for a clue game. That's a tabletop game. What if Zach was like, go write it? And so I did, and I immediately texted everybody that's in this video call right now, and I'm like a weird game with me that could fail miserably. No, I got it, Zach. I read that message. That what a time to be alive. Anyway, so welcome to the very first playtest / stream ever of a system called Secrets and Suspects. It is based off of your favorite classic murder mysteries, Clue, Agatha Christie, like the Knives Out series, things like that. All things you could definitely play in something like this. And tonight we're going very Clue coded. As you can probably see underneath everybody, they have a name that is a title and a color, and that's how they will be referred to during game tonight. But before I get into the like how to play situation, I'd like everybody to go around, just introduce yourself, and you can do like a brief introduction of your character, at least what your name is, and what they do or anything. And then I'll get into how you play the game real quick before we launch off. And I've decided that Abby gets to go first because you're to my left in the overlay.
Damn, you know what? I never prepare for this, but it always happens. Yet, I'm Abby. I'm your local internet nerd, but tonight I am going to be none other than Madame Maroon, a liver of life, a lover of variety, a madam of a certain adult establishment who's looking to move to the Norse countries because, quite frankly, she's tired of American tipping culture. And our pronouns are she, her. Hopefully, we'll get through this without any fluid spilled.
Wonderful. You get to popcorn it to whoever goes next.
Who am I gonna pick? Oh, because he's been bullying me all night. Danny.
I've done no such thing. It's fine. Hi, everybody. I'm Danny, or CG Danny B online, and tonight I am playing Mr. Aiden Azul. We love our beautiful blues over here. He is the son of a rich family that comes down from the line of a very rich great grandfather who owns a whiskey company. And yeah, you are that is Mr. Azul. Hi, everybody.
Perfect.
This is Cole. She is an old money type lady who is of a certain age, and she owns and runs a few hotels in the area. She's a bit curmudgeon-y and a bit shocked by everything. That's me.
On and everything else tonight. Before we get into the story itself, Secrets and Suspects is a pretty simple system. You have 4 stats. Those are sleuth, sharp, observation, discovering secrets, sharp, solving your puzzles, recalling knowledge. Sway is trying to convince someone to trust you, charming somebody, anything like that. Steady is handling delicate, and they get an amount of d6 in each, ranging from 1d6 to 4d6. They are each of those things. Anything like that, I've seen gossip, I've seen in the action they want to do, what is tell me like this thing. Do you think my expertise applies? Or this is how my expertise applies, or whatever. To their role. course, sometimes they're going to own. It's that what's going to happen. They valuable for the murderer in the place is if they are action, figure out necessary red herring, which is a special that sort of thing. And there, a Homeland murder mystery. I make so it's fine. Is killer will get information. This is so oh my god. Imagine like doing this around a table, like shuffling. Oh my god. This would be so fun to play.
Oh my god.
Like together at a table too. You just in your session here what the best way would be. Obviously we're doing all this over Discord because it's not on the internet.
And do we decide
Gotten it.
Red.
Red Hot.
No, that's the name of Shut
It's not my name. It's not my character name. We're back.
Sound is going weird? Is it my sound that's going weird?
Chat said.
Uh,
Let me see.
can't tell. Garble,
What's happening? You all look fine.
and
on
I
my
just
end.
faded in and out.
Oh,
Okay,
you did
okay.
too. I just heard that. Okay, maybe that's it. Did I fix it?
Fingers and
Yeah.
toes crossed.
Let's find out. So far, yes.
Seems
Beautiful.
okay.
Thanks, chat, for letting us know.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, chat. If you need any rules or anything clarified at any point, you just let me know. I just messed around with a few audio things in OBS and it looks like it fixed it. And thank goodness for the power of hitting random buttons and hoping for the best sometimes, you know? All right, cool. So now that everybody has their information, there we go. That fixes my problem. We can get going. Beautiful. All right. On a dark night, on top of a very large hill, there sits an estate that is maybe worth 5 million conservatively. It is large, handmade stone, trees as far as the eye can see. It is simply beautiful. And the long, winding driveway has cars going up, each dropping a single person off on a roundabout near large oak doors, with someone standing near them who says not a word, but as each individual enters, quickly leaves again into the shadows, only to come back for the next person. This is the estate of one Cora Alice Witten, a woman who strikes fear into the hearts of those that it should, and is a friend to few, an acquaintance to many, and an enemy to far too many. Think Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. Like, that is the energy she exudes at all times. And while her husband passed many years ago, she keeps this estate pristine, perfect in every way, just like every aspect of her life is perfect in every way. This night in particular, she has invited 6 individuals. Really, she's invited 5 and invited her chef to stay on the property for the night, which is odd and unsettling. But they do as they're told because no one really says no to Cora. And as she greets each person at the door, each one with a chillier version of hello than the last, we'll say, without much of a word to anyone else, she makes a quick stop in her study, and then adjourns to the dining room, waiting for her one staff member left, Chef Slate, who is like a tall, skinny man, round glasses, hair always tucked back into like a ponytail or a low bun, wearing chef whites at the moment, as he has been there working all day. Leaves him sort of to greet everyone else. Not normally his job, but something, again, he couldn't really say no to. So I'm going to roll for what order you get here in. We're going to say that Madame Maroon gets here first. So Abby, as you walk through the door, would you like to describe what Madame Maroon looks like? And perhaps what she's doing as she first arrives at the estate?
Oh, positively. You know, her car pulls up. It's a bit gauche, long black limousine. She comes out. She is wearing this deep wine-colored fur coat. She's got it topped over this fancy lace enticed with roses. Her starting to gray, mousy brown hair down, and quite caked on makeup. She's a woman. She's getting up there in years. But really, if anyone tells her she doesn't look a day over 30, you know, she comes on the door, kisses Chef Slate on the hand very much. Thank you for having me. Oh, really, always a wonder to be at this estate. And she'll come in and immediately begin smoking in the room.
You're not supposed to. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's good for your circulation, no, especially when so cold. Americans.
Sure. And that's really all he can get out before the next person comes through the door. Which is gonna be, whoop, I just threw that dice. Don't worry about it. Zach.
Pulling up behind this limousine is a very newer model Rivian, a very fancy electric car, more of an electric SUV at this point. Being environmentally conscious is very important. As a representative of the city, I need to show that I actually do have the needs of the city put first. And Well, what's a bit of money spent on that? Counselor Sage steps out, dressed much like he would be dressed going into council. He's got a sport coat on with a nice button shirt of a pale green underneath. He's got a scarf on over the coat, just in case it gets a little chilly. Hair pulled back into a ponytail, glasses on, more squared than the chef's glasses, and a bit shorter than the chef as well, but similar makeup there. As he walks up, just adjusting everything, checking his watch. He's like, "Oh, I'm not early, am I? I tried to make sure that I was here on time. Am I early?"
Oh, no, you're perfectly fine. Miss Witten just retired to the dining room to wait for everyone. She seems a bit antsy tonight between you and me, but you're totally fine. We are just waiting on 2 more guests, it seems. The doctor is upstairs just for a few minutes, and Madame Maroon is smoking in the corner.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I will probably veer away from the smoke. My allergies been kind of flaring up today. Maybe, do you think the doctor has like a Zyrtec or something on him? Maybe that could
Oh,
possibly, is he that kind of doctor?
Yes, he's that kind of doctor.
Wonderful.
Yes, Dr. Citrine should have some things on him. I saw his bag with him, so I would assume he's got some
Okay.
medication.
Oh, well prepared, man. Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And just kind of like bumble his way into the house.
Absolutely. You can tell this man is not used to dealing with other people at all. Keeps stumbling over his words at best, but is trying to do the whole host thing. LB, that brings you next.
A silver Bentley rolls up as an elderly woman coming out the back with white hair styled in a very severe bob. She has a very tight black dress on, a sheer top with to keep it appropriate, but she does have the body to pull it off. She obviously works out. And she's wearing a big fur overcoat made of some sort of white animal. And as she's carrying a purse, she walks in, seeing the person standing there, and her driver takes off. She removes her coat and her purse and hands it to the person, and walks in.
He sort of just takes everything and goes, "Oh, I will take care of this for you, ma'am. If you need anything at all, I'll be here with you all night." He,
Well, I should hope so.
yeah, again, awful with people. As he like scurries away, to go take care of your things, and he actually is gone just long enough that he misses our last person coming in, and kind of sprints back in the room as Danny, you walk in.
Around the front of the mansion pulls up like a brand new BMW, just the same matching blue of the jacket as this man steps out, wearing it's later in the evening, correct?
Yeah,
in the middle of
we're
yeah.
talking like 7 p.m. right
Yeah.
about now.
Definitely not enough light out to be wearing sunglasses, but he absolutely is. As he's walking to the door, the first person he sees, he just tosses his keys to and says, "Don't scratch it. It's my 3rd one this month." Walks into the doorway and just kind of stands there for a minute. They said the guy who was at the door walked away. He's not there now? Or
Yeah, he walked away. He's like
Okay.
coming back in the room after you've thrown your keys randomly and been like, "Don't scratch it." And he's like
Yeah.
looking at them, unsure of what to do.
Perfect.
This is not his job.
So he will toss the keys to that guy and then stand there waiting. Is this someone supposed to present me, shout a name? No,
No.
Okay, cool. And I think he's gonna notice Madame Maroon in the corner, like, "Yes, I just ran out." And he's gonna walk over to her and be like, "Hey, can I bum one of those?"
She just gives you an up down, very like rouged cheeks, heavily coal lined eyes. Just, are you old enough to be smoking these, young man?
I mean, is there an age limit on cigarettes? Come on.
Yes, there is, and I'm not in the favors of becoming American felon again. She takes a big huff and just blows a ring in your face.
I can live with that. That's plenty. I think he's going to turn around and just start roaming around the lobby then.
It's lucky I usually charge for that.
Chef Slate is still standing there holding your keys, unsure of what to do with them. So he puts them in a small dish next to this mirror kind of on this entry table. A dish that is very clearly not usually used for keys here. Who knows? Her garage has probably 7 cars in it, but he just is like, I'll know where these are later when you ask for them back. And sort of turns around, shuts the door, makes sure everything around it is clear, and looks to all of you and goes, if you would like to go to the dining room, we can start dinner very shortly, perhaps in the next 5 minutes or so. I just need to go retrieve the doctor from upstairs.
Well, are we going to dinner now, or are we starting dinner in 5 minutes?
With dinner, food will be served in about 5 minutes. If you want to just go get settled, choose your seat and all. Maybe.
Oh, I see. This is a party where we have to find our own seating.
There's really only 6 of you. She has a dining room that can seat 15.
When one hosts an event, they must plan every aspect of it.
Maybe that's what she's doing in there. Like I said, she's been a little antsy today. I just cook the food. That's all I do. I'm gonna go get the doctor and then check on the food. Okay.
Our host has always been a little bit more freeform in how she handles things, from my experience with her anyway. So I'm not surprised that we're a little bit of a free for all.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate. I'm gonna go get that doctor now, though. Like, will not break eye contact with Mrs. Cole. Very clearly seems afraid of her, and just keeps backing up until he hits the staircase and then runs up it.
Counselor Sage will just give like a small nod to Mrs. Cole and head towards the dining room.
Yeah, Azure will follow it. It's just hands in pocket, just no words, just really just follow direction. Yeah, go to the kitchen or the dining room.
Rune's gonna lag
wow.
behind just to, put out her cigarette. My, did your parents not teach you how to seat yourself? Very unfortunate for a woman of your stature. I'll help guide you if you need it.
I think a lady of my stature is quite above someone of yours helping them, but thank you.
Ouch.
Sick burn.
Yeah, I guess I'll go and I will stand in, like, not in the doorway, but just in the doorway waiting for my host to greet me, as it is very rude that it hasn't happened yet.
I think Aiden will go and grab a chair if there's a head of the table that's available. I think he'll sit there and like not necessarily put his feet up on, but like calf like up on the table as to kind of sit in Mags. Like, are you waiting for someone to pull the seat out for you, or sit down?
To which Counselor Sage will actually pull the seat out for both women, and just look over to Asia and just go, typically, it's proper for. I shouldn't have to finish the sentence, right?
Oh, it's we're modern day. Yeah, 2025. Are we?
Some things are timeless.
What we said? That's fair enough.
Good to see
My
that chivalry hasn't died yet. Thank you, young man.
For Madame Maroon and Mrs. Cole, and then we'll just take another seat. Whether Miss Cole takes the seat or waits for the host on her, but the seat will be
No,
moved.
I will take the seat that is offered to me, I suppose.
As you all sit, you watch as a slightly shorter man, he's probably only about 5'5" or so, in a sort of golden mustard colored suit, with a doctor's bag comes and takes a seat as well, sitting on the opposite side of Counselor Sage. The last seat that has a plate at it, again, this could seat up to 15 people, but there's only 7 of you here tonight, is currently empty, as well as a seat that you assume is supposed to be for Chef Slate, as you hear kind of a rustling about from the kitchen in the adjoining door. You can hear quiet voices talking, nothing too loud, and the like clattering of dishes and things being strewn about.
So, how do all of you know our esteemed host?
Family friend. I think Shakti knew my dad, mom. Invite got sent, ended up in my lap, and I decided to show up.
We met on the showgirl circuit. I was still a dancer, before the ankle fracture. I was in every newspaper in France. She was one of my most popular patrons. Bought up my by months at the time, no? Always a patron of the arts.
I was not aware that Miss Cora had an affinity for such a thing.
She's merely an appreciator of the arts, dear boy. She's just gonna wink.
We have done business together.
Understandable.
Cryptic. Cool.
Mysterious.
A lady's business is her own, I suppose. Myself, I've met Miss Cora at multiple fundraisers. We've had to have quite a few of them for raising money for the city, for getting new things put into place, getting new community remodeling and reestablishments. I'm on the city council. Not sure how many of you are politically minded. So I met her through a few of those.
I think my family donated once or twice. I think that's the library or something. I use the money. I don't give it.
I can tell.
And as you say, I can tell, Chef Slate runs through the kitchen door with many, many plates. It's sort of impressive how many he's carrying at once as he brings them all in, sets them all down in front of you, also sets a few kind of in the middle where anyone can reach them. And Cora very slowly follows in behind him, not carrying a thing. She looks at Aiden sitting at the head of the table and just cocks her head a bit, looks at you, and then chooses to walk around and take the seat that is unoccupied instead.
I think Aiden would make that eye contact and not choose to get up or anything. Would just kind of fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Did you just say welcome to me in my own home?
Oh, sorry. We'd gotten here first. I thought I'd walk him into the room. I thought that was the chivalry thing the counselor was teaching me.
He's learning. Slowly.
Sure. Okay. Thank you all very much for coming tonight. My apologies. I needed to help the chef in the kitchen with a few things. She gives him a very pointed look. He finishes setting all of the plates down and takes the last seat remaining that has a plate at it. He looks down, unable to meet anyone's gaze.
Get there, very interesting. You help your own employees. I do not recall you being involved in any labor production since we first met in my homeland.
I cannot say that it is my favorite thing in the world, but sometimes people just need a little help catching up, correct, Chef Slate? And again, he does not look up. He does not make eye contact, as she instead looks around and continues. Thank you all so very much for coming tonight. It will be short-lived and sweet. I'm sure, as I have business to discuss with all of you in one form or another, and figured that perhaps it best if I invite everyone to dinner first. But you see, some things just must simply be straightened out. And it's easiest to get everybody in together at once. I'd rather do all my business in one night than schedule meetings that run amok for months and all of these things. But enjoy dinner first. No need to talk about business until later. You have in front of you a wonderful dish prepared by the chef. Options, obviously, for vegans and vegetarians and things. I didn't have everybody's diets off of hand, but I wanted to make sure everyone ate. So feel free to grab whatever you'd like. Everything on your plate should be allergen free, gluten free, all of those things, and then just add from the middle as well. And if you need help, the chef can cut more of anything and all of that. And you all look, and she's correct. It's like asparagus and like a variety of vegetables and things on your plate, some bread and things. The meat has been put in the center for vegetarians and things to not have to deal with if they would not like to. And you see the doctor does avoid all of the meat in the middle, but does thoroughly enjoy everything else as everyone grabs what they would like. She does the same, grabbing some from the middle. And the chef kind of gasps for a second and then gets up, pours everyone a glass of wine before sitting down and enjoying himself.
Thank you.
Ever the hostess, Akora, I say we have cheer salute to our wonderful hostess and friend. She's going to take a long, long sip of that wine.
Yes. What a modern dinner.
It's very kind of you to invite us in like this.
Oh, of
Hopefully we won't be needing your services, Doctor.
He sort of chuckles a bit while he's like still eating before kind of holding his chest while he swallows, like he's tried to swallow too soon. I would hope not. I'm off duty tonight, but I do take my doctor's bag with me everywhere. You just never know. I was attending the orchestra one night when someone fell gravely ill down on the floor, and I had to get down from the balcony to assist, but I've learned my lesson, and now just take it with me.
Oh, it's very pragmatic of you.
You paid overtime for that, or?
I save lives because I want to. Yes, I get paid to be a doctor, but I didn't
Right.
get
But
paid.
you're working off the clock, right? So
there.
like,
Who
so
would
you
pay me for saving a random person's life?
I assume there was some kind
You
of
must-
hospital bill.
You must forgive the young man, Doctor. Young Mr. Azul, there is no greater pleasure than serving your fellow man. Sometimes the joy is the payment enough. Not everything must be monetary.
Here.
That sounds like the excuse of someone who wouldn't be able to make it monetary. But yeah, let's go with that. That's the happy one. Let's do it.
Her lip is just going to twitch just the lightest bit, and she's going to finish another glass of wine.
The chef will look up, see your glass is empty, and will pour you another one.
Do not worry yourself, my dear. Here, I give you. And she's going to like do that grandma thing where you slide like someone $5 without your mom looking.
Core doesn't see anything.
Good.
As you all are finishing up, feel free to peruse the estate as you would like. More than likely, I'll be taking you all into my study periodically over the night. But also, feel free to enjoy the den and the library and anywhere else you may like. Like I said, just some business that we must discuss at some point. But we'll see what happens when. No problems.
Thank you. Quite the interesting arrangement of guests you have tonight.
Interesting does not even denote the half of it, if I'm being honest. But like I said, some things are just easier all done in one place and one time.
They say a hearth is only as warm as the heart that fills it.
entirely true. With that, I am going to retire to my study just for a few minutes. I'm terribly sorry to dash, but I'll see all of you soon. And she does. You see that she's not touched most of her plate. Honestly, she's eaten a little bit of several different things, but not finished anything. As she does take her wine glass with her, and go to the other room. The chef, noticing how quickly she's leaving, grabs her plate and takes it back to the kitchen, and you can hear some like rustling about as he's wrapping it up for her for later.
Like as he passes by the chef, Aiden's just like, "Yeah, I checked the menu. It doesn't seem like she liked that one."
I thank you for the note. And he goes off to the kitchen.
Personally, I thought it was
Flip
fine.
kidney,
That was great.
dear chef.
So, business, it seems. Not so much a social call.
Yeah. Well, isn't it always? The social usually turns into business either way.
It happens as you get older. It's easier to handle the social givings, the business givings, all in one fell swoop. Not so many years for all of us now, at least in my line of work.
Yeah. Well, she just tells how much to write the check for. I can sign it and leave. I have places to be tonight.
That's funny. Usually I'm the one in that position, but not used to this and the opposite.
No, give the check to whoever wants it, and then they'll owe you a favor, right?
That's not exactly how that is supposed to work, but I get it.
But it
What
is.
business are you in, Mr. Azul?
I'm more of an entrepreneur. I like to jump from different ventures and see where to start, but currently we're funded by the Anchor and Azure Whiskey Company.
Spirits. Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought I recognized the
Grandfather's.
name.
Yeah. Sure, you had plenty. It's best whiskey around.
It's usually in stock at the aforementioned fundraisers
Of course.
for
I'm sure they've
obvious reasons.
gone through a distribution center. It's I'm sure there's a list on there somewhere with your name on it.
Most likely. Not my name so much, but at least a city.
Cool. Well, hey, let me know next time. Maybe we can look at a discount.
Well, you're too kind.
That's right. Chivalry, right?
That's
I'm learning.
not. Yes.
Chivalry
Well,
indeed.
Since our hostess has left us, perhaps we should adjourn to the drawing room, as is customary.
You are an esteemed hostess yourself. By all means.
I don't know where the drawing room is.
Oh, I'll just look back for the chef waiting for him to appear.
As the chef hears, like, I don't know where the drawing room is, he runs back out, and you see the parts of his hair around the front have kind of like come out of place because he's running around rampant and probably very scared that Cora did not like her food. Yes, I can take all of you right this way. We will cut through the side hallway and head down the hall. And he sort of straightens himself out, waits for all of you to get up from the table, and then we'll lead you out of the side door of the dining room. And as you walk down this hall, it is very grand. There are hand-painted portraits all down either side of some of Cora, or Cora and her husband, some of the children that they've had that have grown up and left at this point. There's even one of a dog that they had that's got like mittens and like a little caption about Mittens underneath it. There is no dog running around here though, so you're not sure who Mittens is or when Mittens lived here, but someone had Mittens. And as you all walk down the hall, you pass probably 3 or 4 sets of double doors before turning to your right, and Chef Slate will open 2 doors into a beautiful, luxurious room painted in ivory with a grand fireplace. You can sort of see like all the accoutrement around it. Some different couches and chairs, some different seating and things with small side tables with lamps, and every wall is covered in beautiful art. And he will sort of hand motion all of you in. And as he does, all of the lights go out.
Oh, good heavens!
Oh my lord.
Oh, who's? Is that the nose I've bumped into?
It was my
Everybody here.
foot.
Oh, very pretty shoes. Hold on to my arm, my dear Mrs. Cole.
Oh, no, thank you.
That's not her arm.
Well, the gentleman, I would say, you should go outside. Try to find the power box. I will see if there is a switch perhaps in this room. Everyone, we should look around. I could not
Don't
dread
you have a
perhaps
lighter?
A moment, and she's clicking it. There's sparks. Kurva, run on the fuel.
Oh my goodness.
It's just a harumph from the darkness.
You all hear Chef Slate go, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I will be back. Gentlemen, if you would like to find the box at Madame Maroon's request, you can find it in the west wing. There is a closet of sorts that holds all of the utility work. I would say you can't miss it, but we're sitting in the dark. Just head down the hall in. I can't really motion for you to see either.
So I think a light pops on as Aiden pulls out this cracked screen cell phone that's got like a panda like case on it. And it's just like real simple, guys. We're all panicked about it.
I don't carry my cell phone during work. Anyway, that way down the hall, you'll see a small single door. Only the closets have single doors, so you really can't miss it. And just go find the power box. I am going to go check to make sure everything is all right.
Of course, it's my favorite part of being a guest.
Will run off.
Oh, Chefy, wait. Do you know where they keep the petroleum? I would like to refill my lighter. Make things easier on the eyes.
Oh, yes, you can follow me this way. And he will take you down the hallway. Like down near sort of Cora's office, there is another single door room where things like that are kept, and he will allow you to go in there. And he opens the door for you and then runs off before you can even say anything to go check on whatever it is he's checking.
Okay, so we've got, and so yeah, standing here. Okay, so she just went with him, and you've got the light to go to the box.
Does someone care to join me? Or
yeah, please, Doctor, Mrs. Cole, are you good to stay here, or do we want to all go, or?
I'm not going to go tramsy around somebody else's home. I shall wait here.
Okay.
And she, like, using the light, finds a spot and sits down.
Of course, madam. Please take a load off. Enjoy yourself. I know you just sat down to eat, so you should sit down to relax. Please, counselor, allow us to go.
Okay, doctor, please, if you wouldn't mind, I'll be back in a moment.
Yes, I'm going to go finish taking care of things for Miss Whitten upstairs, actually. And without another word, the doctor runs off.
Oh, goodness. Mrs. Cole, are you comfortable staying by yourself in the dark, or?
She just looks at you. I am highly uncomfortable about everything that has happened so far this evening.
I'm just trying to make things good for everybody. I could either leave and go fix the box, or I can stay here so that you're not left alone in a strange house.
Aiden puts his hand on the counter's shoulder like, counselor, please. She is in massive discomfort. We must save her life by going to fix the lights. Please. Don't worry, Mrs. Cole.
It's down from down the hallway. Have no worries, gentlemen. I found the petroleum. I think I've spilled quite a bit, though.
Please go.
Oh, okay. And just follow Mr. Azure out.
She pulls out her phone, starts scrolling. No, I'm kidding.
That tracks.
Totally in her purse.
Angry Birds just going off.
And you can hear Mrs. Cole as the two of them kind of go down the hallway. You hear steps on the staircase because it's quite creaky, even after all these years, even with the upkeep of presumably the doctor going upstairs. And otherwise, you sit here in silence in the dark.
You just say
Two
silence.
bros
Yeah, I
fixing
know,
things in the
bros.
dark, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
I'll just go
Thank you,
find this power box.
Yeah. It's just the
Make
light
a roll to
bouncing through the
see
walls.
if you can find the right room. Because
Okay,
he pointed you in a direction and said, "Single door, you can't miss it." But
that's
you've maybe been in this house twice, and Aiden has never been in this house. So
that's a sleuthing roll.
yes,
Okay.
you're just looking for like 5. So if
Okay,
it's only 1d6, you'll probably need help. But if
No,
not,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
fine.
I don't. I've got more dice than that, but we are doing this together, so
Yeah, might as well.
yeah. So
Because mine's only a 1 anyway.
like you can't really take half of one, so
Oh, it's half of it, so it's really won't.
it's half the dice pool, right? How does that work?
Yeah, so with 1 being the lowest. So if you only
Yeah.
have 1 in
Okay.
it, you can give the 1.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
roll one, I can roll the rest of it and see how it go.
That is a 1.
Hey, you know what? That's one more than I'm gonna get. That's 12 total then.
There you go. Yeah, 12 is plenty. As you all go down this wing of the estate that he's pointed you down, you see a few different sets of double doors. Because you got such a high sleuth roll, I'll go ahead and give you as you kind of peek through, one set is sort of cracked open just a bit, where if you tilt your head and kind of look through, you can see that this is the library. That you've now passed rows and rows and rows of books, a large window on the other side with moonlight streaming through and creating patterns on the floor. Another fireplace in here with another set of like the tools you would need for a fireplace and all this extra set of logs and all of that. And right past the library is where you will find a single door closet, which you can open up and find the utility box and the water tank and all of those sort of things are kind of all been put into this one room.
All right. I think this right here is it.
Cool. Then have at it.
You've never turned on a breaker box, have you?
No, I feel for that.
Like electricians or
I'm sure. I don't make the payroll. I just have people do shit.
okay. Well, consider this a life lesson. First you do this, and I just in one motion just flip the breaker. That's it.
Well, that was simple enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why I paid people for that.
I don't know. Why do you?
I thought it was harder.
The more you know.
Yeah. Good to know.
Did it actually turn anything back on when I did that? That's the real question.
Yes.
Okay.
As you flip it all back on, first it pauses for just a second, like the house itself is just not been updated just long enough. But then the light flickers above your head and turns back on, and then every light down the hallway, kind of in succession away from the closet, will turn on. Mrs. Cole, you are now bathed in light in the drawing room and can see everything once again. And you all can feel free to start gathering back to the drawing room if you'd like.
From down the hall. Got it.
Oh, threat! I already had the fuel prepared. She comes out holding the lighter still. Very good, though, gentlemen. Very good use of your hands.
Thank you. It was a lot of hard work, but got taken care of.
Truly. I was just bumbling and I got petroleum all over my shoes. Such a pity and shame.
I was gonna say it smells like gas in here. Did you
Oh, no worries. I stay away from the candles and I won't burn this on. And she puts it in her purse as a show of goodwill.
You should probably wipe off your shoes. Maybe at one of the washrooms.
I'll ask her if she has a mudroom.
She probably has a regular bathroom, I imagine, but you can work with that.
Is Miss
And-
Cole all right? She seemed quite distressed.
She's back in the in the den, I think. So we'll just, I suppose we'll reconvene.
Poor creature.
You all step out to go reconvene and see the doctor kneeling beside the body of Cora Alice Witten, who is dead at the bottom of the staircase, blood pooling around her body. Chef Slate stands over in a corner looking like he has quite frankly, seen a ghost. And maybe now you all have too. The doctor's hands are covered in blood as well as his slacks, as he's been kneeling down by the body, checking for a pulse. He looks up and just shakes his head no, indicating he cannot find one.
Oh my goodness.
What in heaven?
Just patting Mr. Azure. You should call 911. Call the police. Yeah, call.
Sure.
For
I don't know that I would do that yet. The doctor stands, hands up. His doctor bag is still beside the body and is open.
Why not?
We need the police here to take care of her, to find whoever did this.
Sure, but the police will indicate one of us. And if you all had
I certainly hope so.
If you all had business with Miss Witten tonight, like I had business with Miss Witten tonight, I assume that there are some things in this house that maybe you don't want seen by the police.
Well, perhaps that may be potentially so, but also that means that somebody here is responsible for this, assuming that she didn't fall down the stairs herself. And that means that we're in a house with somebody that did this.
Or maybe she did fall down the stairs herself. Maybe.
Did anybody hear falling down the stairs sounds?
I'm afraid there was petroleum all over my shoes. I was busy mopping myself up.
How does that make you not hear things?
Couldn't hear over the petroleum.
I do not know how to use a mop. I was no cleaner girl. I was a waltzing girl. Thank you very much.
The panic in my ears was too much for me to hear.
Okay. We are missing somebody. I'm going to go retrieve her so that we can all have people in the same place.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay,
Counselor
it's
Sage will proceed to back down the hallway away from everybody else, but not turning away from everybody else, all the way to the den, and just kind of looking to see if Miss Cole's in there. Mrs. Cole, are you all right?
Well, now that I am in the light, I'm better.
Wonderful.
I didn't know the money had dried up that much.
Don't want it's the only thing that's dried up at this point. We have a bit of an incident that we should probably discuss out here.
Who is we, and why do I need to be involved?
It will be very apparent the moment that you step out here.
I think as Aiden hears the banter back and forth of like not the counselor not explaining, it's like, yo, inverted Edna mode, get out here, someone's dead.
What a terrible way to announce that, young man.
All right.
There seems to have been an accident involving our hostess.
She stands, fixes her dress, adjusts, walks out, sees the body. Oh,
it's a little yes. Yes. Counselor Sage is standing now, like 45-degree angle to Mrs. Cole and everybody else.
Told you someone was dead. I tried to warn you.
Well, what happened?
The lights are off.
That is what we are attempting to discern. Apparently, without the help of the police, just say very pointedly at the doctor.
And why not? Why should we not call a constable?
If I had business with Miss Witten, I assume you also had business with Miss Witten, of the variety of which maybe law enforcement should not know about.
Very presumptuous you are about, young man.
I don't know what business you partake in, but I'm not concerned about any law enforcement officials looking into my business.
So you mean to tell me that if we went through her study, we would find nothing on you? Or him, or her, or me, or that one?
I don't know about you, but maybe him.
Yeah, fair.
That is a fair point. Like you say, the officials are not very fond of women from foreign countries making livings for themselves.
Perhaps your country.
So
I beg
maybe
your pardon.
we find all this out ourselves. We hand over to the police the person that actually did it. The rest of us stay out of things.
I'm not saying no to that idea. I feel like there's some level of tampering with evidence, something. So do you have like rubber gloves that we should wear?
You are a doctor after all. You should probably have those, I imagine, among other things.
I do. And he will bend down, cross back to his doctor bag, bend down and pull out a box of gloves, and he tosses them at Aiden. Mr. Azure, if you would be so kind, you and Counselor Sage can pass these out to everyone. And no one else touch anything.
Yeah, it's just not aggressive, just like pop, like just two quick little tissues, just starts handing the box over, just stretching them and annoying with the rubber.
Hold the box out to Mrs. Cole and Madame Maroon, and then over to the chef, just for them to take the gloves before he takes his own gloves.
And the chef will put them on. He cannot take his eyes, or rather will not take his eyes off of Cora's dead body, as it lays sort of down off the bottom of the stairs. There is a world where you could be convinced that her heel slipped out from under her and she fell all the way down. But there is another world where this is a lot of blood for a fall.
To that effect, looking up the stairs, is there blood down the stairs?
No.
Okay.
And as she's laying there, she's face down, we said? Like in the pool of blood?
She has fallen down the stairs and is kind of half on her back, half on her side.
Okay. Is there any visible stab, bludgeoning that we can see without examining further?
You got to get up close and personal for something like that.
Then that's the plan. The rubber gloves are on, so let's check.
Well, great. Make a roll about it.
Cool. Is that...
I'm actually going to ask for 2 rolls here.
Ooh, okay.
I would like sleuth to see what you find. I'd also like steady to make sure you don't fall and bust your own ass in her blood, or that you don't track her blood everywhere else and ruin your small little crime scene as you have it.
Do you want the
After that,
first?
I want to do something, but I'll wait.
Yeah.
I want steady and then I want sleuth.
Okay. Steady is 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Cool. I like this is it's enough of a space where you can kind of walk around if you're smart enough to do so and balanced enough to do so. So 10 is fine. For your sleuth, I'll give you basic stuff at 5. I'll give you better stuff at 10. I'll give you great stuff at 15.
Cool. Just give me nothing. I rolled a 1.
Aw, that's sad.
I did a bad thing in a mystery game, picking 1 for my sleuth.
Yeah, you all watch as Mr. Azure walks around the body very nimbly, like he has almost maybe walked around a crime scene without disturbing it before. No proof, but maybe. But as he looks around, what do you tell everybody that you see?
Yeah, she's definitely dead.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, we've established that.
Pardon me, young man. Clearly, we need someone with experience eyes to look at this. Oh my!
Of course, I know. You've seen dead bodies every day. Please, Madame Maroon.
I'm not that old. And what she's going to do is very carefully try not to look at Cora's body, go up the stairs, and look to see if there are indentations of shoes.
Like upstairs or in the carpet runner?
In the carpet runner itself, to see if was she pushed or was this actually a fall? Because when someone falls, usually they're trying to grab their balance. Maybe her hands are on the, just any sign that of the stairs of what might have happened, a struggle.
Yeah, cool. You can roll me sleuth about it.
All right, let's roll sleuth about it.
I already want to switch the way we do successes. This is what happens in a live playtest, folks. But no, for right now, we'll stick with it. 5 is good. This is a pretty basic ask of looking around.
All right, that's a 4.
I also need a steady from you, though, to avoid the body. You're trying to go up the
yes.
stairs. She's in front of the stairs.
That's my worst stat, but for that investigation, that is going to be a 12 total. And
Cool.
my study roll, which is not great, that's a 5.
I'm gonna say that as you try to get around the body, you do step in her blood slightly. So you're tracking a bit of blood up the stairs as you go. But otherwise, you're fine. As you go through, and you don't see a lot on the stairs. You can see a bit of an indent in the carpet runner in places, but you can't tell specifically that that would be her heels. You do know that the doctor would have come up and down the stairs a few different times tonight, at the very least. So not proof positive or proof negative that it was her.
Yeah, Cora, I think like the moment she stops, like you can just hear her whimper, and she's like bunny hopping up the stairs at this point, holding onto the railing for dear life. Like nothing, just Cora's shoes, and I think the doctor, but he's been up and about all night.
Doctor,
Oh,
you said that you had some things that you had to do for our hostess, and scampered off when we were going to turn things back on. What sort of things did you need to do for our hostess?
and he looks at her body for a moment. I suppose patient confidentiality is out the window of sorts.
No secrets in death, they say. Can someone please get me a napkin, please? I can't bear to look at it.
So, yeah, just kind of.
Home care. I'm setting up a room upstairs for Cora to be cared for from home for medical reasons. She's been ill. Hasn't been able to recover well, maybe just due to age at this point, or something else entirely. But she doesn't quite care for the hospital. So she had asked that I come set up home care for her.
I see. And were you on your way to help her when this was discovered?
No. I didn't see her at all after we all left the dining room. She had a few last minute requests for her care room. I was going to go finish them, so by the time that we talked about the business we needed to discuss, it was finished.
Okay. So then you discovered, one of you pointed to the chef and to him, discovered the body after the lights turned on, I imagine, because you were already here when we came back.
Yes, I found her, but he, pointing over to Chef Slate, was already standing here staring at the body when I approached the top of the stairs and saw it.
And where did you come from, each of you? We know where we were. We know where you were, and you were, and you and me.
I was upstairs finishing her care room. It's done now. I was coming down to tell her it was finished.
So she wasn't upstairs.
No, she was
Okay.
down here. Well, I thought
Yeah.
she was down here, but by the time I came to the top of the stairs, she was at the bottom of it, and
So she was down here.
this.
Did she have anyone assigned to her to assist her walking places? If she was so ill, she should not have been taking to the stairs by herself.
She said she was going to hire somebody. I don't know who and I don't know when. She said it would be after her care room was done. I think this was probably within the next couple of days she would have finally hired someone. She insisted on doing everything herself for as long as humanly possible and wanted this dinner party for no one to know about the sickness.
Well, chef, you had found her first, so you were coming from.
I went to check outside, see if someone had cut the power or something. I didn't know why the lights went out.
Okay, so you went outside the front door or the back?
The side.
Did you?
I thought you were
find-
going to check on her.
Well, I was going to, but I looked in her study and she wasn't there.
And how did you look in her study with the lights out?
I mean, there's moonlight coming through the window. I could see there was no one in the room.
I could see into the library as we walked past it as well.
Is there anyone else in this house?
No,
Someone could have snuck in with the lights off.
it should have just been us and Cora. That's it.
We
She
should
didn't want anyone
double
else on property tonight. She dismissed all of the other staff. They went home hours ago. That's why I greeted you at the door. I'm not really a people person necessarily. I like being back in the kitchen
Really?
with a couple of sous chefs, but she had asked me to greet all of you and do all of the things that Gerald usually would. And again, people are not my strong suit, but she dismissed them at probably 4:00 today.
Would the staff have keys to our house?
Only Gerald and probably Suzette. She's the head maid.
Well, perhaps they might not have been invited, but they may have invited themselves anyway. We should patrol the house, make sure there's nobody else but us here.
Agreed.
I will check upstairs. Would anyone accompany me, please?
Of course. We'll be checking out this care room.
Of course, yes, thank you. And Councilman, why don't you stay with the doctor here? You seem very good with people.
Doctor, are you going to be staying with the body, or are we exploring more of the space? Otherwise, I can look into the study with the chef or Mrs. Cole, so you can narrow things down.
I'll stay with the body.
Okay.
Maybe there's something that was missed. I didn't get quite the chance to look it over before everybody came out.
All right. Well, then, Mrs. Cole, would you like to accompany me to the study to see if we can find any evidence of what might be going on here?
By all means, lead the way.
Okay. And chef, if you would stay with the doctor, then we have everybody accounted for.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I'll stay with the doctor. That's fine.
Yep. In pairs, and that way, if anybody is not in a pair by the end of this, that's a problem.
Oh, you think one of us is gonna? Oh,
Well, I mean,
Partner's dead. We found the killer.
I hate
it's
this
kind of the
sound.
easy way around it. Oh, and alternatively, that's a deterrent to not do that. Don't kill your partner, because we'll know.
And better yet, if the killer is hiding one of these maids or gentlemen, we'll be safe and we'll to apprehend them.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Madame Maroon and Mr. Azure going upstairs to check things. Where are you two going?
To the study.
To the study. There we go. And the doctor and the chef will stay behind with the body. Let's see who we go to first. We're going to go to the study first. So you two don't have to walk that far to get to the study. Just down a hall, through a couple of doors, make another left, things like that. The chef is able to give you sort of directions down that way. And you all follow them, and it's exactly where he said it was. The door is open. One of the doors, anyway, of the doubles. The left has been swung wide open, and you all can see a very nice looking study. Wooden floors, a very ornate rug sitting underneath a mahogany desk with a nice leather chair, rows and rows of shelves. They have books and photos from traveling and things like that. A small globe sits on one as well. Another fireplace. When you ask yourself how many fireplaces can one house have, the answer is
Never
apparently one in every room. And there's a load of like filing cabinets, but ones that look very nice. They don't look like normal ones, but are rather like black, kind of have like a leathery texture to them. Almost, she must have paid thousands to get these like custom made so they match the rest of her office. And like a nice green on the walls that very much kind of resembles the same green that Counselor Sage is wearing.
All right. Well, there's no dead bodies in here, so that's a start.
Yes, and you and the young man were together the whole time.
Right next to me the entire time. So
I mean, it was clearly the chef.
It kind of feels like it. Considering that he just found the body and seemed to to go outside. So figured either he'll stay with the body and everything will be fine, or he'll run for it. And the doctor will know, and we'll know. In the meantime, the doctor made reference to if we were to search the study, we wouldn't find anything incriminating. Where do you think something like that would be in here? Probably one of these, right?
Yes.
Should probably.
I would like to sleuth my way in.
Yeah,
Do it.
I'd like to help with that.
Absolutely.
I have 3d6, so I guess I'll roll 1.
Yeah.
If it's half, yeah. Nice. You get 5 on top of whatever you roll.
I can do math. So that'll be 18.
Beautiful. That's plenty. You all start to comb over this room and you find a lot very quickly. Now, some of the things that you pull out are just Cora's regular business affairs. She has stake in a lot of different companies around town. Some are like estate businesses, some medical practices, some are different like smaller companies. Even it looks like she's even supported like some small family owned diners and things by giving them money, and she gets like free waffles for life. There's some part of this woman that is very nice and very giving, and that is super evident until you hit the back of maybe your third drawer of files and you realize that this drawer is too shallow. It doesn't hold as much as the rest do. Maybe 20, 30 files in each drawer. This one you can only count 15, and none of them are particularly thick in the information that they house, which is why it's not very surprising when you realize that one of them has a false back.
Mm-hmm.
When you open that false back, you find more files, and those files are on all of you.
Oh.
Well, there we are.
No.
Well, perhaps we should see if any of our friends feel like they should kill for what they're here for.
Well, yes. Let us peruse.
I know that I'm certainly not in the killing mood for mine. I imagine if you're here for the same reason as me, then that eliminates at least 2 of us.
Whose would you like to look at first?
The young man.
You go through the files until you hit one that says Aiden Najor on it. It has a lot of like the same basic details that he's been telling you all night about how his family is in like the whiskey business and like very rich, things like that. But then you get to a place down at the bottom where Cora has handwritten in some notes versus everything that's been typed on this page. And it's all little bullet points, and it's all things that are a bit on the unsavory side, but not about him, about members of his family. Things like Aiden's father was caught for embezzling money way back in the day and paid a lot to get the record expunged so no one would ever know. Things about how the whiskey business was actually not up to code and that they tried to shut them down. And again, they were paid off a lot of money, the health department, in order to keep the whiskey distillery up and running. That multiple employees have died in their service because of things that were not up to code and put them in very dangerous situations that, again, they just paid off to make go away. And while none of this seems directly tied to be Aiden's fault, Aiden is certainly family, and Aiden is more than likely the one that told Cora any of this, or told it to someone that then told it to Cora, and tied it all back to Aiden.
Well.
Oh, that is a slew of legal problems.
Scandalous indeed.
But does he seem like he would kill over that sort of thing? He seems kind of throw caution to the wind, to hell with the family. Not the money, but he didn't seem like a get his hands dirty kind of guy.
Yes, the man who has done nothing with his life is willing to keep it that way.
Not wrong, but how would he have killed the power? Like, how would any of us have killed the power in the first place? Plus, again, he was with us. That means he would have had to have slipped away. Who knows when?
Perhaps it was poison.
There was a lot of blood for poison.
I don't know. I'm not a detective. Do you think we should call one?
I tried.
Did you? Did you take out your phone and call?
My phone is in the car.
Well, let's see what the good doctor has on him.
Sure.
Oh, you look and see a file for Dr. Citrine. Their picture that is there for him is one of him about 20 years younger than he sits now. Still rocking like the same sort of mustardy color. He has the like coat on over top of it, stethoscope, all of that. And while this version of Dr. Citrine seems much happier in his younger days than the man that you see before you now, the records in this detail malpractice on malpractice on malpractice. A man that has jumped specialties so many times and has been studied for none of them, but has somehow conned his way back into the next track in order to keep making money as a doctor. And you also see a note handwritten again in Cora's handwriting down at the bottom that details that orchestra story that he was telling earlier in a very different light. Not that someone got sick down on the floor at the orchestra, that it's suspected more so that he pushed someone off the balcony in order to stage him needing to save someone's life in order to get his reputation back.
Well, that's certainly that I could see, wanting to keep a lid on.
Indeed. I'm catching a chill. Would you mind lighting a fire?
I don't have a lighter on me. I can see if there's something around here, though.
I'm sure they keep matches near it.
Probably. What does it say on the on the other lady?
Madam, I wonder.
You flip through and pull up Madame Maroon's file as the counselor looks for matches around the fireplace. And you see that it has quite a lot of information on the madam, to be quite honest. Detailing back from the day that they met, Cora has kept very good handwritten notes about her. About the adventures that they've gone on together. They seem to be very good friends. Also about all of the madam's different excursions, different experiences, making sure that her ladies are well taken care of, obviously. Things like that. And the worst thing that she's got on her in here, which is still fairly large, is that she's committed tax evasion not once, not twice, but maybe 6 times over at this point. And it's how she keeps getting all of her money to keep opening all of her places. And it is also why she wants to move out of the country so badly, because it seems like someone may have been on her tail, whether that was Cora herself threatening to turn her over or whether it's somebody else. That part is sort of unclear in the way that she's written it. But it makes very plain that the madam is trying to move her and all of her girls out of the country as soon as possible.
Out of this country?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so your usual tax evasion. Again, unless Cora was planning on reporting her to the authorities, that feels a bit extreme.
Well, a woman in her position, protecting her girls is probably something very important to her.
Mm-hmm. All right, I know why I'm here. How about you? Is it for the same reason?
I don't know why you're here, counselor.
Yes, of course you know why I'm here. Do you think I'm the only person? Do you think I'm the only person? Or rather, you think you're the only person that I accept bribes from?
Oh, and someone would kill for that.
Oh, I certainly wouldn't. But you had other people that here apparently have a lot more extreme circumstances here. So
well, I don't intend to air my dirty laundry out to you.
Well, we're airing everybody else's.
Well, they're not here.
Oh.
I say we take care of our paperwork, and then we can rely on everyone else to give theirs.
Fair enough. But considering that we've come in here and you already know mine, I feel that it's just prudent that we're on the same page.
Well, if you think bribery is worth such a thing, then you can believe that that is mine.
I didn't say it was worth such a thing. I was asking if there's anything else.
Every woman has secrets, counselor.
I couldn't find any matches.
I will take our 2 files out, and well, we must do something with them, unless you want everyone to know our business.
Here, we'll stash them back. We'll stash them back in, like, behind the files.
Where we found them so easily, counselor.
No, not in the false thing. Like literally behind the filing cabinet. So they have to like pull the whole thing out if they're going to get to it. They're not going to look behind a filing cabinet. They're going to look in the filing cabinet.
I would much rather destroy them if that is available.
Okay, you just want to sit here and tear them up by hand? What's the plan here?
There was petrol in another room, yes?
Apparently, the maroon lady spilled it all over her shoes.
Well, make yourself useful and find something for us to light a fire.
Okay. Let's go find something to light a fire.
You have definitely noted fireplaces in several rooms. So
Yeah.
if you want to go to a different one, you just got to tell me where you're going.
Okay. Did we notice any fire starting gear and any
I would say
other things?
most of them have matches. It's honestly quite odd that this one does not.
Well, I was just
it-
assuming that I lied about not finding matches.
Well, I mean, you can lie about it if you want to. I rolled for it to see if you'd ask me, and there weren't
Okay.
any matches. So.
Okay. Well, the library had a fireplace.
Do you think we should walk around with these documents?
No, but I also don't think it's wise to split up if one of the others is potentially of the killing variety.
Your bravery is astounding, counselor.
Hey, if you want to gallivant around the manor with the target on your head, be my guest. I'd prefer to at least get into my 4th term.
By all means, lead the way.
And I'll lead the way. On the way out, is there anything
I
else
will.
note in
Sorry,
the
I will
study?
take all of the documents, but ours are in the back.
Okay, so you're taking all 6 files
Mhm.
with you. Cool.
Well,
I do want to look at the chefs.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say.
yes.
I was gonna say. I assumed that there wasn't necessarily a file on the chefs, but if
Oh, no,
Mrs.
there
Cole
is.
notices that,
I'm sure there is.
No, there definitely is. You open up Chef Slate's file, and it again has a picture of him looking younger in here, only by about 5 years, maybe. But then it details a record of him working at a restaurant that then there was a fire at. Unclear sort of by these files if it was a regular, like it was like a regular kitchen fire or if someone set it ablaze on purpose. But he was caught inside that fire, and then somehow was the only one of his like people in the kitchen to make it out. He was the head chef of the restaurant, and every sous chef, everyone else died, and he was the only one to make it out. The police couldn't get much out of him after that. Couldn't get him to give details on what happened or how he escaped or anything like that. Afterwards, word sort of got around and no one would hire him because he was suspected of arson, even if no one could prove it. Cora is the only person that would take a chance on him, which is why now he's the head chef here.
I am going to. Oh God, I can't do this discreetly. I'm going to relay this to the counselor, and I'm going to say, I see a man who has killed before might do it again. Perhaps we should keep this information close to the chest.
I'd say so. Would you like to actually keep it close to the chest? And just
Your
Okay, so
discretion is unmatched, however.
I suppose that's a more safe chest. Fireplace. Great.
And you two head off towards the library. As you travel down there, we will go upstairs to Madame Maroon and Mr. Ajora, who have hopefully made your way successfully around the bodies, around the body, I should say, and the body of the doctor who is sitting there with her. I'm sort of like loosely examining her. He's not touching her a lot, but you can sort of leave them to go upstairs. The upper landing of here is not as big. It doesn't span the entire house. Only really the middle section. The sort of other wings are only one floor. But up here you can see 4 sets of double doors, we'll say, one of which is cracked open at the very end of the hall.
Madam Maroon, if this door's cracked open, or anyone calling to you when we want to stop in and start perusing?
Perhaps at the cracked door. Maybe she was in there, and almost as if she's expecting the ghost of Cora to appear. She's just going to very slowly open it and peek in.
The door that was already open?
Yes.
You see what you would probably assume used to be the master bedroom. There is a bed and things in there, but there's also a lot of machines, some like IV drip poles that are kind of ready to go, everything set out for a heart monitor, for home EKGs, anything sort of like that sort of lines the walls. It's a very weird mix of comfort and medicine, like pure white, as far as like the like cleanliness in an uncomfortable way that medicine gives you. While the walls are purple, it's like a hospital bed set up almost, and is just wildly uncomfortable, but comfortable at the same time. Like the doctor was trying really hard to put something together that Cora would feel okay in, even if she really couldn't.
Oh, my poor Cora. She couldn't have been this sick. Why, this looks like it was her deathbed.
Well, clearly it wasn't. That's the bottom of the stairs, but yeah, it's close to it. Obviously, she wasn't doing too well. I think he's going to start like whatever monitors you can twist or pull, or just start looking at things. So a bunch of medical equipment, the bed itself. Is there anything else in here, like dressers, cabinets?
Yeah, there's like a whole dresser. There's like a small inlay closet almost. A couple of nightstands on either side of the hospital bed. That sort of thing. There's also a pretty large window in here with purple curtains framing it, and a smaller desk, not one that necessarily she would have had in her study, nothing that big, but like a smaller one that's almost been like converted from an old vanity.
Okay. I think Aiden would go to that closet and start digging around, seeing what we can snoop for.
Roll for me. You're 1d6.
Yeah. Hey, madam, I'm going to look in the closet. Do you want to help me at all?
Oh, of course. You know, Cora and I back in the day. Oh, the days when we were in St. Petersburg, and she's going to assist in the best way. She goes on with this long tale when they were roommates and best friends, as recorded by history.
How old is Madame Maroon again?
She's in her 50s.
Yeah.
The makeup wouldn't tell you otherwise, though.
Okay.
She is about as caked as a bakery.
I'm sure 20 years ago, this would be an amazingly hot story to listen to. But first, I'd like to get to the closet.
We were very good friends. That is all I'm saying.
Yeah, great friends. Yeah.
Great friends.
Doesn't know it's legal in the United States yet.
It's it. Sure.
So how much help do you give Madame Maroon?
Can I give him just all of my dice or part of them?
You give him half.
Half. He gets, well, I've got 3 in sleuth, so
So 1.
yeah,
You round
he gets
down.
1. I'm like, I don't know if I round up or down.
No, you round down. So you get an extra d6. So I'll say that you on a 6, since you have 2 d6 to work with, can get a like fairly good amount of information. You can get way better information if you get a 10. But you
Okay.
only have 2 d6, so we'll see.
So she's giving me D6 and I'm rolling it, or Abby's rolling D6 and I add that?
Normally Abby would roll it and then give it to
Okay.
you. So
I'll roll it. All right, I rolled a 6.
Perfect. So did I. So 12.
Hey!
There you go. With that, you open this closet, you start to rummage through as Madame Rune is giving you all the details of beautiful, lovely events of years past. And you come across an old box. Inside of it is her wedding dress. It's been preserved and boxed and saved for later. It's sort of just sitting on the floor near the back of the closet, but you're able to pull it out, and in pulling the lid off of it, in with the dress are like some dried flowers and things, and a couple of old photos in which you can see the doctor standing alongside who you assume is her late husband, whom you never met. And you can also see like a few other people standing around there, none of which you recognize necessarily, except for Madame Maroon out down on the opposite end. So Madame Maroon is almost standing like over as a bridesmaid situation, and the doctor almost as a groomsman.
Okay. And how old would these pictures look? Like how long ago?
Probably like 30-ish years ago, something like that. Cora, Alice, and Madame Maroon are not very far apart in age. Cora Alice is older, maybe about 5 years or so. And so in her late 50s, early 60s, you'd have to guess. Now, as a body downstairs, she probably got married in her 30s.
Okay, cool. Madam, this is you in the picture?
Oh, yes, I remember this day like it was yesterday, and she's gonna take it, and you could see like some tears starting to form on her very heavy foundation. It was right before the accident, before I broke my ankle. I look at how young and happy she was. I always
Yeah.
suspected that the doctor wished that he was the one in that two-piece suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know anything about the husband here?
Oh, truth be told, no. He rather detested my line of work. Very American, very loved his money, loved his capitalism. He didn't quite approve of our friendship, but Cora, God bless her, kept me in her life.
For you guys. Glad you had that friendship. Who's this other lady back here?
Oh, let me see. And I'll look at the photo. Do I recognize them?
They're people you knew in passing years ago. No one that you liked as much as you liked Cora. One of them was Cora's sister, but she also passed a couple of years ago in an accident. Otherwise, you don't really remember any of their names, or I mean, you can try to if you want to, but like they're not anybody that was important to you. We'll say nobody that you've kept in contact with over the years.
All hangabouts and layaways.
Mhm.
We should check in between the mattress. That is where I taught her to hide things. Maybe she had an argument with someone, dare I say, a lover. And I'm actually going to go to her mattress and start poking around under there.
Give me a roll about it.
All right, I'm going to sleuth about it.
Love that.
All right, that's 3d6. Come on. All right, that's 4, 4, and 4. So that's 12.
Great. Love that.
You don't need me.
Yeah, no, 12 is beautiful. You can find some paperwork that she stuffed under the mattress. It looks like a file that you would not have the context of this, but it looks like a file that the counselor and Mrs. Cole found downstairs. One that never made its way to the filing cabinet. And it is one on Cora herself.
Ooh.
The lettering too small English, very complex language. Could you read this for me, young man?
Of course, yeah. All right, so open the file and start reading. What we got?
You have that Cora has a file on herself with like a fairly recent picture, almost like she may forget what she looks like. And it details all of her doctor's visits that she's had as of late, details why she's having this care room built. Things that she thinks that she'll probably forget soon enough, just in the way of getting older with age, that she's like, my memory is getting bad. Here's a couple of passwords that I need. Nothing that really interests you. And then down at the bottom, is a handwritten note that has been paper clipped to the rest of this file. It is an apology that says, "I'm so sorry for everything I've done. And while I wish that I could take some of it back, I fear that day will never get here. Maybe I have time to make amends, but maybe we'll never know." And it's signed Cora, but it is not signed to somebody.
Looks like Cora was feeling guilty about something. I think he starts like flip through stuff to see if he can find anything else, any other names or like anything in like the memories that she would have written down of who that note would have been for.
No, nothing specific. All of you are mentioned here somewhere, but just in the way of her inviting you all to this party and planning this dinner party, not anything more specific than that. The only other name mentioned throughout it is the name Jeffrey, which is who you would maybe assume is her husband, by the way she's speaking about him. But
okay. Well, she's apologetic to someone. Obviously fuck someone over, so maybe whoever that is the one who he does like a little slice across his throat.
That is very distasteful, but perhaps you are onto something. We should check the windows. If they are locked, perhaps then maybe a perpetrator snuck through, and I'm going to go and test the window in the room.
Looks like the window's locked.
Locked. I wish I was in one of those detective movies where they have the powder, to check for fingerprints. Because they could have just locked it. Unless you think she wronged someone here.
I can't imagine it's too much of an outside job. I'm assuming the person's in here. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not trusting Miss Cole down there. Granted, you were also alone for a while, but outside the counselor and I, we were together. If I saw him leave, I'd have seen him leave.
Look, the woman seems very severe, but I don't think she's capable of cold-blooded murder. And myself, well, I would have left a trail behind me. If anything, I would suspect that doctor. I've never liked doctors. Give me a good wise woman any day. But if anything, I would say perhaps he was poisoning her. Morphine. That was always a weakness back in the old country.
We'll unpack that later for sure. Allow me to play devil's advocate for a moment. What's to say you didn't kill Cora, then go get the petroleum, and then happen to leave a trail after there was no trail to be left?
Young man, you heard me yelling from the hallway, and Cora was very, very dear to me, more than family, more than a friend. I would never.
Has nothing to do with this wedding photo with your best friend? No love loss? No wish you were...
Of course, she was my friend. Of course I would be at her wedding.
Oh,
what are you insinuating, young man?
I'm thinking you went to this wedding and just... Maybe you were wishing you were in that two-piece suit.
2 women? No. Impossible.
No. Of course. No, that could never happen.
It was not permitted in the old country,
I gotta tell you, it is here.
Is it now?
Yeah. Very modern. That's why the chivalry thing's really throwing me off. I'm not sure which way to take it.
Oh my Cora, how could this have happened? We should look around the room further. I need to think about what you've told me about marriage laws in this country.
Yeah, whatever questions you have, I'll answer them the best of my ability. But please.
Really? 2 women, 2 men? It can happen?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Again, checking the era. This checks out now, right? With where we're currently in. Okay. Cool.
Are there any pill bottles anywhere, or pill bottles, morphine caps, anything that looks like that maybe she's been being drugged heavily?
You don't even need to search for it. They're out on the nightstands. It's very clear that Cora had to be taking medication now.
What kind? As I lift it up, what kind is it? Is it something that would cause heavy sedation, perhaps?
I'm going to say that there is... this isn't your area of expertise. It's Abby's, but it's not Madame Maroon.
It's Abby's, but not Madame Maroon.
Now you do have to roll for it.
Great. What am I rolling here?
sharp for me at this point.
Sharp.
That's a recalling knowledge sort of thing.
This is
So
my lowest stat. 1 die.
just
Alright.
let me know if you do know the names of any of these medications.
Say, I can assist with that one then, if you want.
There we go.
I rolled 1. I'm gonna need that assistance.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 with it.
6.
I'm gonna say 6 is enough to get you like basic-y stuff. While you don't know what all of this does or what it is exactly for, that you do know that one of these is a sleep medication because one of your girls were on it at one point when she was like waking up all through the night, couldn't get any sleep, couldn't get any work done. So when you took her to a doctor, this is something similar to what they prescribed. Probably not the same exact thing, but like the fancier, more expensive version. That essentially definitely could put Cora out like a light for a good 8 to 10 hours.
Interesting. Look at it. You recognize it as one of my girls. Not the blue pills that, make men hard like wood. This is the ones that make you sleep.
Yeah.
Cora was
Well,
always such a sound sleeper. Why would she need these? You don't think
Well,
the
imagining
pain.
if she was, I have to imagine that she's getting sicker. Look at all the equipment. I mean, she was on
Just
death's
say-
door anyway. Someone might have just made it easier for her, but
Does it say who prescribed it?
It does. It's Dr. Citrine.
I'm just gonna make note of that. Don't mind me.
I mean, he's the in-house doctor. Of course, he'd be the one to prescribe it, right?
I suppose, but I just cannot believe that she would use the same things that my girls did, especially knowing what her husband thought of my profession.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, there's a couple clues. You want to check another room?
Of course. And please, I still fear there may be a knife in the shadows, as they say, but hold me close, won't you?
I assume you like wrap yourself around like my waist.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course, like bosom forward, like, oh,
Sure.
please.
Yeah, absolutely, madam. Yeah, I'll keep you safe. I think as the petrol is like bleeding into his nose. Yeah, gotcha. Mhm.
Reeks of it.
I guess another room we want to check is so there are 3 other doors. So there are 3 other doors upstairs. That might
Yep.
be where yeah. Are they all just sealed shut and nothing that stands out different from one to another?
And they all seem to be pretty basic. If you swing one open, it's a guest bedroom, or that's what it seems. There are no pictures or anything in here, but there is like a nice bed and things. So you would think it probably doesn't belong to someone. The other 2, one is locked, and then the last is what seems to be a billiards room.
Okay. Matt, I'm not gonna lie to you. This locked one's got me interested. Do you want to try and break in?
A moment, and I'm going to reach in my hair and pull out one of my pins, and I would like to try and lockpick.
Go for it. I'm gonna say
Right.
that's steady.
Absolutely. All right, 2d6. Here's
Yeah.
hoping. All right, that's a 4 and a 5. 9.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. These locks aren't very hard. You very quickly can pick the lock. And as you open the door, you're sort of hit with this wave of nostalgia, while Mr. Azure probably doesn't recognize anything in this room for the sentimentality that it is worth. But you knew Cora when she had children, like when she first had children, young children that would run around this house. This door was locked, as it is one of the children's bedrooms that was never converted to anything else. Something for her to keep for nostalgia reasons, that she could just walk in and relive her kid's childhood every once in a while. She didn't need to convert it to anything else. She's got a big house that didn't really need to, like, she didn't need every room, so she just keeps this one locked for later.
Oh, this is little Cornelius's room. Oh, I remember when I made him that stuffed rabbit. Oh, it feels like I'm
Named her
desecrating a grave.
She named her kid Cornelius.
Yes, as I recall, it was a name for a great uncle of hers.
Uh-huh. All right. Good for that kid. I'm sure he wasn't bullied at all.
I would
Cool.
make sure of it.
Yeah, yes, please protect that weird, not ants kind of situation. Yeah. Anything important in here? Just memory lane. Make
Yeah.
sure everyone's protected.
I mean, look around maybe to see if, like, again, check the window.
Mm.
And maybe, like, I'm gonna start knocking on the walls, see if anything's, like, hollow.
Give me a sleuth roll about it to knock on the walls and see if
My
anything
lowest stat,
really
baby!
is
Gotcha. We
involved.
do it. Double one. Jesus, it flew across the room. +3.
All right, 2, that's 5.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah,
Do we,
no, everything seems fine. The walls and everything seem completely okay. Until you get to this one weird painting on the wall, but it's probably nothing. You can just swing it on small hinges, and there's a button behind it. Just a button.
Should we?
No, how could we ever be intrusive and do? I think he just takes his elbow and just bop, hits the button.
You do, and you hear a faint pop, but don't see anything different.
Perhaps something open somewhere, like in one of those mystery novels that she used to be so fond of. You don't think she has a hidden door around here somewhere, do you?
It's a button that just did something but nothing. There's a hidden door somewhere.
Then let us make haste. Kurva, come on.
You all give me a
Fully breasting down the stairs.
I was about to say, there you go.
Cool.
You all run down the stairs and can see a picture on the wall that was like sort of adjacent to the door has popped off the wall a bit. It's not big enough to be a door or anything. Probably like a solid like 14 by 20 maybe. Technically could be a crawl space, but not a door.
Yeah, as you'll take it, just move it, turn it, would come off the wall, whatever situation we have here. I don't know if it's on a hinge or anything.
Yeah, it is. And you pop it open, and while you don't see like a place you can crawl into necessarily, you can see that there's something you can pop open on the other side. And it is a painting where you can see through to the study that's now empty.
Okay.
Almost acts like a window.
Cool.
Interesting. While he's doing this, are the chef and the doctor still there?
I was about to ask you.
Great question.
Thanks to Zach for pointing that out. I'm like, oh my god, wait.
I was gonna say, I was like, on the way to ask you.
The doctor, yes. The chef, no.
Excuse me, Dr. Citrine, I think it was. Where is Chefy gone to?
Oh, the bathroom. I think. I've been busy examining the body.
Could
where
you
are the
please
other
put the
two?
sheet over her?
Yes. Now that I'm done with initial investigation, I do fear that I have a cause of death, at least.
Okay.
Oh.
Where are the other two? Should the other two be here for this?
They most likely should be, yes.
And with that, we'll go find you two, who I believe are in the library burning something.
Yeah.
That's the intention.
Yeah. Is there a fire going?
There
Is
can
the-
be
are
if you
there-
want there to be.
Are
Yeah,
there
for
fire
sure.
starting materials in here?
I will say that this is a fully stocked fireplace. It does have your matches. It has extra wood in here, fire poker, your small shovel, all of that jazz.
What a
Just, I
sight
think
to walk in on.
on the way here, like we've been like I the counselor has been like trying to weasel like any more information out of Mrs. Cole. It's like, come on, you're the only person that doesn't say anything. But then we'll like
Counselor.
begrudgingly make the fire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably get back to the others. So it goes then, I guess.
Right. Is there a phone in this room?
Yes, I will say that there is a phone on a small desk over in the corner. Again, not as big as the one in the study, but more so one that looked like staff might use at times if they needed it or something like that. And there's a black phone sort of over on the corner of the desk.
Counselor, why don't you phone the police so that we do have backup if there is anything that should be come about?
What are we going to do with all of those in the meantime? Because that was the whole reason that the doctor didn't want to call them in the first place. Are we burning the whole thing? Or are we hiding the rest of them? Or
Do you think the others are pertinent to what's happening?
well, frankly, no, actually. But at the same time, it could be. The others could be what you read. Like, we have family drama scandals. We've got tax evasion, which I don't know if that's enough to kill over, but got a malpractice. We've got all the stuff from the chef. That could be evidence.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that I didn't kill anyone. Are you saying that you have killed someone?
Absolutely not.
Then
Like I
why
said,
is our information important?
No, it's not. I'm asking, what are we doing with the rest of the information before I call the cops and they potentially come and get it? Are we keeping it to ourselves for now? Are we just handing it over? What's the intent here?
I think the intent is to find out who killed anyone.
Okay, sure. Just back up towards the phone and pick it up.
I'm going to put the last 2 pages of both of our files in there. The ones that had the handwritten notes on there.
Yes. Got it. So as you watch those crackle and burn, Counselor, you attempt to call the police. And while there is a dial tone, every time you try to put in a number, nothing works.
Phone's broken. Let's hang it up. I'll walk back over to her, which, of course, if somebody here in the house committed a murder, of course they would mess with the phone lines. Can I see anything on the pages as they're burning? Like any indication of anything that was on Mrs. Cole's sheet before it just incinerates?
Give me a roll about it. And Miss Cole, you can give me one too if you'd like, to stop him from seeing anything.
Sure.
You steady, shove your hand in the fire.
You're going to give me steady to see how
Yeah.
fast you can burn a page. Feels like dangerous and delicate objects. And you're going to use... I'll let you use sharp or sleuth, whichever one you feel better about.
I imagine sleuth because I'm attempting to see/discover stuff.
That'll work.
I got 10.
I got 2.
Well,
You
then
see
I fear you are able to read the page for Mrs. Cole before it burns. Not only does it detail bribes, but I think it also mentions something about that secret casino you own, right, Mrs. Cole? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just sort of look and just go. But then resume the bit about the phone, because as far as Counselor Sage is concerned, implicating her anyway would be bad for him in general, but he didn't think that she killed anyway, and a casino is not enough for that.
No,
as far as
casino
he's
for the
concerned.
elite will make you money, but it's not enough to maybe not enough to kill over. Who knows? We'll see.
As far as he's concerned. But yeah, it's just continuing of if somebody here in the house killed somebody, of course they would cut the phones, especially if they had the sense to cut the power as well.
Well, then perhaps we should speak to the young one again, and he will come to his senses about phoning. Or I should just grab my purse. Where is that? The boy, the one who cooked for us, the chef.
He was with the doctor.
Then perhaps we should go back to him.
Okay, are we just going to walk out with all those visible to everybody else?
Is there any sort of briefcase in here?
Couch cushions.
Yeah, I was about to say I've got plenty of stuff. Give me a roll about it. Maybe there's a briefcase in here. I'll just make it. I'm gonna call this sway, but like in a really unconventional way.
Sure.
Of like you're trying to convince the environment around you to please give you one thing.
I'm
tonight.
I'm gonna help you because sway is my highest one, and
I
you're
need it.
wow, you're gonna add 12 to that. I will double success.
15.
That's a crit.
15, perfect. Yeah, I'll say that there is a small briefcase kind of tucked over by the couch that was probably left here by another guest of Cora's at one point or another, but has since been forgotten or abandoned or something to that effect. But now you can use it.
I shall put it in the briefcase.
Perfect.
All right. Well then, let's go, and I'll walk back with Mrs. Cole to the others.
You all walk in at the same time Chef Slate walks back in. The Madam and Mr. Azure are standing over the doctor, who is once again on the ground kneeling in Cora's blood, and seems as if he's been examining the body. Chef Slate has a bit of color back in his face now. Seems a little less disheveled than before, like he has walked off to put himself together and has now come back. And the doctor looks up at all of you and says, I'm afraid that I found a cause of death. It seems that there's a wound in the back of Cora's neck. It's possible that it could have come from her falling against something sharp, but more than likely it was a stab or a slash of some kind, a clean, smooth blade. There's no serration or anything like that. But it was enough of a wound for her to bleed from, and possibly it cut some nerves. She would have lost a lot of blood and a lot of motor function all at the same time.
Oh goodness! Can you show us what that is?
Sure. And he will like very gently roll her over and move her hair to the side, like white silver hair that she had sort of like coiffed up it with pins has come undone, and he will scoot it along so you can see like the line probably 5-ish inches long across the back of her neck. Very fresh blood, mostly has stopped spilling out of it at this point, but is crusted around the wound and things.
Okay. As I'm like leaning over looking at that, can I just look at his bag and see, like, I don't know, is there a scalpel that has blood on it in his bag versus
5 inches for a scalpel?
I mean, it's
pretty
just long.
Yeah.
It's long.
He cut her sandwich ways.
Hot dog style.
There's another hot dog style on the neck.
Rough.
I prefer cutting my neck hamburger style, but
Yes.
Yeah, give me a sleuth roll. You can peek in
Yeah,
the
I'll do
doctor's
that.
bag. It's not that hard. It's a really low number, honestly.
I'll help with that. I would like to do so with my sway, like lower my bosoms in a way so that the doctor will look.
You know what? I'll let you have that. Sure, take half your sway die. Add it to
I don't
that,
know
and
how
the
you would-
doctor is very distracted about your chest.
I don't know how
Look,
you would
I'll
know to
just-
help me, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You're looking for it. I'm just like, hey, as the moment you
Yeah.
notice, talks
she's
about
helping
blades.
by accident. She doesn't know that you're trying.
That-
She's just
that's
trying
fair.
to show off
That's
the
fair.
damage. Yeah.
You are getting
Distracted.
4 and 3, 7.
That totals to 20. I got 13.
A dirty 20.
What can I give you? That's like an insanely high number. I will say
murder weapon.
there is not a scalpel in this bag.
Okay.
There is no sharp blade of any kind.
Okay.
Most of what he has in here are like there are syringes in here, some medication bottles, things like that, but nothing that would create a wound like this. There's a lot of bandages and things that make you think that maybe if you all had found her a little quicker, things could have gone differently.
That's
But
fair.
definitely nothing that would have caused all of this. With that, I will say, once you start looking towards the doctor's bag so intently, you can also notice that there are smear marks near the blood that are not things that you think the doctor would have reasonably left the way that he's been like traveling around the body and things. They're a little too far away. And they lead off in the direction of the dining room.
That's funny because I was actually about to say with that, of like, well, if there is a cut on here, where are their knives?
The dining room.
In the kitchen. We should probably see if any of those are missing.
Yeah, you walk off that way. Does anybody go with the counselor?
Of course.
Yeah.
If nobody does, I just turn and just go, all of us?
To the help.
Miss Cole, please. After you, I'll hold the door.
No, I am perfectly comfortable here.
You'll stay with the body?
She's not. She's not.
Cool. Yeah.
A lie. But she is going to stay.
Okay, so you're staying with the body. The doctor will stay with the body.
Whatever into, ma'am.
The
Is
chef.
the chef staying?
Yeah, I'll say the chef will stay. And the three of you will go to the dining room. So as you three walk off, Mrs. Cole, is there anything you'd like to do with the chef or the doctor before we go toward that route?
Do I know any gossip about this chef outside of what I've learned from the documentation?
I would love if you'd make me a sway roll about it, and please add your expertise as your expertise is gossip.
I shall. Oh, shit.
It's so fun to hear all the dice.
Yeah. That is a dirty 20.
Beautiful.
You
You
can
actually
get a natural 20 in this game.
yeah, nothing in that game, but after reading that story earlier, it's been nagging at you a little bit. You think you've heard of this story, the story of the restaurant that caught on fire and nearly everyone died. It was a small French restaurant, one that had a very well-known reputation. People would get reservations months, if not years out, to eat there for special occasions. And you're sure that Chef Slate probably made excellent money working there. Again, you would have to be world-renowned in order to even get an interview to be a head chef, let alone to have landed the job. But at this French cuisine restaurant, it was a late night, probably 10 o'clock, around when everything would close or they'd be doing prep for the next day, when the fire supposedly started. Again, Chef Slate never said anything directly to the cops, not that was on record anyway, but you'd heard chatter here and there that said that it wasn't a fire from the oven or anything like that, but more so that a fire had been started in the supply room and that everything caught ablaze very quickly. Things got out of hand. And while there was a rumor at one point that it was for the insurance money on the restaurant, and there was another rumor at one point that there had been a fight between some of the sous chefs and things just went bad in terms of revenge. The story you heard most often, and that would probably implicate the chef most, was that he had bid on the restaurant, which was going to be, or was rather rumored that it was going to be put up for sale, and that he had put in a bid to own the restaurant outright, and the owner refused, saying that he was not good enough to own this restaurant, and that perhaps he had come to the conclusion that if he wasn't good enough to own it, nobody was.
Chef, what was it, Slate?
Yes, that's me.
Forgive me, I have heard of a Chef Slate before, but he worked at the, was it Trist? The French restaurant?
Yes, La Trust. Yes, that was me. I was the head chef there for 4 years.
Oh, wonderful. I had your confetti de Concord. It was wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't run into people often. That wherever there was obviously it was a bitch to get in, quite frankly. A pain in the ass. So many reservations. I couldn't even get my own family to be able to come in. They were so particular about the tables and all. I'm so happy to hear you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, yes, I had an in with the owner, as they say. He was quite a bastard of a man, if I may.
You absolutely may. He was devil of a man to work for, quite frankly. But I got to do what I loved, and the pay was nice. And
I didn't know you were in demand, as it were. I thought, something happened with the restaurant. It did close, yes?
yes, tragic fire one night
Oh,
during
good
prep.
heavens.
They were
Hopefully nobody was
working.
there.
Unfortunately, a lot of us were.
Oh.
The whole night kitchen staff. Terrible problem. The security system detected smoke, and it thought everyone was gone for the night, so it shut down the doors and everything. No one could get out.
But I'm glad you weren't a part of that chaos.
No, very lucky for me. I went home 15 minutes early that night. My daughter's birthday. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you were scooped up by Cora?
Yes, something like that. She needed a new chef, and my employment obviously was non-existent at that point. And so she had asked me to come along, see if I liked being chef at the estate, and I rather did. So now it's just me and a team of 2 sous chefs, but they were released earlier in the night.
Yes, it must be difficult with the dietary restrictions.
Yes, she has quite a few, and obviously when she throws a dinner party, I want to make sure every guest is accounted for. The doctor is a vegetarian and things, but still quite nice. They helped me prep everything this morning, and then I cooked myself closer to dinner.
Yes, and I'm sure she relayed to you her situation, having the doctor around so often.
I knew certain things, some dietary changes needed to be made for her treatment and such. But I didn't know everything. I'm afraid Miss Whitten and I weren't so close yet. I've only been in her stead for about a year.
Yes, as is respectable with a man of your position.
Yeah, of course. I didn't want to pry too much, but the doctor has been around quite a bit, as well as a couple of nurses in and out, ones that work with the doctor, and some different people. She, in quite fairness, started to get sick after her husband passed, and it's just gone from there.
Yes. It was very kind of her to take you in such a difficult time for you. I assume that you owe a lot to Miss Cora.
All the world. She's lovely and a wonderful boss, even if some people are quite scared of her. She was always quite lovely to me.
I'd like to insight check,
Please do. Please do.
Sharp?
Yeah, that's sharp.
Okay. Ooh, let's go 9.
Yeah, he genuinely liked her. Like, honestly, he is not kidding when he says like that she was a very nice person to work with. You saw in her files, like, she did have a nice streak about her. It was that most people seemed very intimidated by her, whether that was by reputation or the way she looked or whatever. Because she, again, Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada looks scary all the time. But he genuinely did enjoy her as a boss and just as a person for the most part.
Yes. Well, perhaps it is inappropriate at this hour, but if you are interested in pursuing the private sector when it comes to chefing, perhaps we could have an interview now that you are again without the kitchen.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Mrs. Cole. I would very much appreciate your time in that regard, and we can obviously set something up for after all of this is over. But I'm more than happy to start whenever you would like, should the interview go well.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, he says as he's like finishing looking over the body and then like putting a sheet over it at Madame Maroon's request.
Yes. I assume that Cora had been calling upon solicitors in her time under your care?
Oh, yes. A variety of people. She had me and nurses and specialists and things. She couldn't get out of the house as much, so she got everything delivered or had her staff go pick things up for her. Um, really anything that she could do to not leave the house.
Yes, I was referring more to her estate, her will.
Oh, yes. She's had a few in and out. Her lawyer, a couple of the people that work with him that were assisting, um, things such as that. She just updated it last week, maybe.
Interesting. And I assume, as her caretaker, you were there to make sure her cognizance was withstanding.
I was. Her lawyers did ask that I uh, do a check that she was of sound mind.
Hmm.
As she's gotten older, she's been forgetting things and all of that, and they just wanted to make sure that she was of the mind to change things, especially because some of the changes seemed quite odd to her lawyer.
Indeed. And as you are one who is willing and eager to sleuth out the motive of someone who is, and she motions to the body, capable, the strange changes would be.
Oh, before all of her estate was left to her children, split amongst the four of them evenly. The one before that had it split between the four of them and her husband. After her husband passed, it was
Yes,
then changed to
obviously.
just the children and their families. I am not sure who the new beneficiaries were, but she did add two more people to her will. She didn't give me their names. She had them written on a slip of paper that she handed to lawyers. But things were then redivvied. The majority still going to her children, from my understanding, but a smaller percentage than given to the last two, whatever names were on that paper. But the lawyer took it with him.
Hmm. And there was no copy kept at the house?
Not that I'm aware of. If it was, it probably would be knowing her in the library or the study. But if you haven't found it in the study, as I assume you all went through her things in there earlier, then it must be somewhere in the library.
Indeed. And a word to the unwise, as it were, I believe patient confidentiality does not end at death. That is a right that must be signed.
Well, we're experiencing extenuating circumstances.
It is not my business. I thought I would just offer the information.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Cole.
If you feel comfortable, I suppose I should sleuth about and find this will.
Sure. You could feel free to take the chef with you if you would like. I just need to finish cleaning up for the body. Again, not in the way of destroying a crime scene, but in the way of honoring her wishes.
Right. Well, perhaps don't move her too much, because when the police do arrive, when we decide to call them, they will need to know information about it and not have her moved.
Of course, just covering her with a sheet. Madame Maroon is having a hard time looking at her.
Yes. Well, aren't we all? Mr. Slate, you may remain. I'm fully capable of looking around a room, unless you feel the need to accompany me.
Oh, you feel free to go by yourself if you feel better that way. Whatever you see more fit for the occasion is fine.
Yes, perhaps you should sit down.
Sure. And he literally finds the nearest chair and immediately sits.
She kind of just just the McGonagall. The library.
And as you head off back down toward the library, where you've already been once, but there's a lot in there to explore, we will go back to the three in the dining room, who have gone in search of where the knives are.
Just sort of following that little trail of blood into the dining room and towards the kitchen, just trying to see if there's any pathing that will lead towards any further clues.
Give me a sleuth roll first,
All right.
and then we'll see what happens from there.
12.
12. Got it. With a 12, you can see the like little spots of blood kind of like littering the floor all through the dining room, back towards the head of the table where Mr. Azure was sitting earlier. But they do not go further than that, and they do not go into the kitchen. They seem to stop in this room.
Let's check under the chair.
You look around underneath the chair and everything, and you don't seem to see anything.
Well, that's a peculiar placement.
However, could you mean?
Well, I mean, the blood just sort of stops here at this chair, but there's no reason for that to happen here unless it's been stashed somewhere else.
I don't want to break open the upholstery, but maybe. How could the? I will like follow where the path is going. Perhaps it was like in that show, Dexter, the blood splatter analysis. Perhaps it was in the kitchen and they were washing most furiously.
Yeah, you go check on that real quick. I'll be right behind you.
Yes, we'll do. And she's going to go into the kitchen and start sniffing around.
All right, counselor. I think Aiden gets uncomfortably close to the counselor to try and like whisper, like, listen, you and I are together. The other two off on their own. How you feel about Miss Cole? Think she did it?
I can't say for certain. I don't think that she did, but she also has a very strong knack for being entirely by herself.
Of course.
That's not necessarily motive for murder. That's just, kind of a prickly personality.
But it's a good asset to have.
But it makes it hard to pin down, what she's up to if she wants to be alone all the time. Meanwhile, Miss Maroon here is almost that like in plain sight kind of thing. Like it's just like so visible, and this is just me spitballing here.
Sure.
Does she seem particularly clumsy to you? I don't know how much you've actually worked with her, looking around for things.
I don't know if clumsy, a little more ditzy, uninformed.
Okay.
Seems she just kind of goes with the flow, and then if doesn't have the information, makes it up.
Okay. I'm more concerned about the physical elements of stuff because, if she did, I'm wondering if she did actually spill all of the lighter fluid by accident.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys pass on the way in? Did you?
No,
the entire time. So
right, and lighter fluid is actually pretty good at cleaning up blood.
Well, Aiden's going to check to make sure she's not peeking back through the door. Like, did find some old photos. She was in the photos, wedding photos. So some history there. Might be long lost lovers, I think. Best friends, as she called it. So I don't know. Just not ruling out any innocence, but
okay. I mean, but like Cora isn't like still married as far as I'm aware.
No, but maybe she did really care, and then oh my God, Cora didn't pick me. Maybe she's just a little angry about it.
No, yeah, but yeah, no, you and I were together the whole time. So short of one of us poisoning Cora ahead of time, which kind of gets ruled out.
Yeah, of course. It sounds like we're in the clear. Just figured I'd check, see if you had any leanings towards one or the other.
I mean, the chef and the doctor aren't exactly off the hook for me.
No.
They've been around the body the entire time at this point, so who knows? But
the chef did disappear. He did come back as you guys showed up.
Great, that's certainly not mysterious at all.
Yeah, no. But speaking of being alone, Madame Maroon off in the kitchen.
Yep, and just follow right behind.
I kid you not, she is hands and knees on the floor looking for bloodstains. But I will say, talking about like her ready to, she did mention she had an accident that made her stop being a dancer. So like she's got one shoe off and her ankle is like noticeably swollen. Oh, hello, boys. So, apologies. I'm looking nose to the grindstone, as they say.
Yeah, you're doing great. Good job. Find anything yet?
Hey, did I find anything, storyteller?
Make me a roll about it. Let's see what you found.
Let's roll about it. 1, 3, 2. Literally 1, 2, 3. That is going to be, as I do math in my head,
6.
6. I can do math. I swear to God.
No, I know you can. This is why you have me, though. With a 6, I'm gonna say that you are again on, like you said, on your hands and knees on the floor looking for a blood splatter. You're not seeing much in here. You do see like a little bit of gravy spilled from where they were plating dinner earlier, perhaps little bits and pieces like that. But you don't find any blood or anything of the sort. You do notice sort of where on the counter they seem to be plating things. There's an extra plate put out, like they had miscounted maybe or something like that. And with a list on the counter of all of your names and the known like allergens and dietary preferences and things like that. Next to the doctor, it says vegetarian, things like that. Where Mr. Ajour's name is actually like been written in after the fact. And above it says Arthur Ajour, which you would assume is maybe Aiden's father. And that name has been scratched out and Aiden's name written in its place. With like an unknown allergens thing next to it, as if like Aiden was not the person invited, his father was.
Oh, I see. Did your father fall ill? Was he supposed to be here as well? Is he married happily?
Yeah, they're well, happily. It's that's to each their own. I can't answer that one. No, he's fine, just busy. Needed the tenants of the Azure, so came in his place.
I thought you said the letter fell to your lap.
Yeah, things got busy, ended up with me.
Oh, so like he threw it on your lap.
Yes, yeah. Sorry to be as simple, cut and dry about it. It wasn't quite so literally. It fell from the heavens and said, "Aiden, it's your turn."
No, sure, yeah. He had other stuff to do with other things to manage with the business. I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of plates to juggle
all the time, but yeah, we again expected let's sign a check and call it a night. So didn't really need his attention for that. But obviously, this has become more than a simple check signing. So yeah, just me.
Okay. All right. So we have nameplates. Do we have any, I don't know, knives that have blood on them, perhaps anywhere?
Or maybe a sink full of blood after it was washed?
You can make me more checks about it if you like. I will say the knife block itself, easy enough to see. So you know that there are knives there. But in order to find any extra knives or anything like that.
I'm more concerned on the extra knife because I won't know if necessarily a knife is missing from the knife block unless it's literally just one is missing. If anybody wants to help me on that. Yeah.
Take that glorious +1, buddy.
All right, that's a total of 10.
You're in dice jail too.
I'd say with a 10, you can see pretty well. All the knives that are supposed to be in the knife block are there, and all accounted for. If you pull them out by the handle, all of them look freshly cleaned, like maybe they got washed up after they were used for cooking dinner tonight. There is one extra one that is a like shorter paring knife on the kitchen island, but it also looks clean and not like anything you would at least have been freshly used for murder.
Is the sink wet? Does it look like these were recently washed?
Pretty recently, probably within the last like couple hours.
Okay. And is this the direction the chef came from when he left and came back?
You couldn't see what door he came out of, but he definitely came from like this side of the house.
Okay. So
like it could have been this, like it could have been the kitchen, could have been the dining room, could have been anything else down this hallway.
Well, looks like someone recently did the dishes. So any chance chef did a murder and came back and washed the evidence down the drain?
Well,
That's what we need cops for.
Yeah, the real question then is, if it wasn't washed here, then it means it's being stashed somewhere else. It most likely happened. I imagine it could have happened at the dining room if the blood trail goes into there, but it also could have been that the blood trail was the knife being brought from the hallway back into the dining room area.
But then there would have been a trail from the hallway.
That was what we were following.
Oh, I see.
But we didn't see anything in the dining room unless was the table cleared in the dining room?
From dinner?
Yes.
No, everything is still there.
I'm gonna double back into the dining room, and instead of looking around the chair, I want to look around the table proper, like to see if maybe like a knife got thrown into the mix.
You look back in the dining room. You can see that each of you had a knife at the table. There were also 2 serving knives with 2 of the plates of meat. So they're like a bit larger than what you all would have had. It seems every knife here is accounted for. While you can see various liquids on different knives, none of them look necessarily like blood.
I think Azure looks at the chair he was sitting in where the blood trail ended. And I would have seen the counselor look under the chair and not find anything.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Chaos ensues. I think he would take a knife that is on the table and just be like, Cora doesn't need a meal, right? And just like cut the one up and see whatever pours out stuffing wise, see if anything was put inside of it. Whether, I don't know, the backing or cushion, what the case is for the style of the chair.
So you want to gut the chair with a knife that you got on the dining room table? Phenomenal. I would say you can gut the chair. You take the knife, stab in to the back of it. These are like very nice, ornate, dark wood chairs. They have like a purple sort of upholstery on it that's got a nice pattern, very similar to our like overlay. And you just take the knife, rip through it, and just some stuffing comes out. Nothing special by any means. You do the same to the seat. It's the same.
Damn, I was hoping someone was in there.
Why would there be something in the chair? How would they have put it back in the chair?
I don't know.
Unless they were in the house. You're not implying that the servant killed her.
Well, the only one that could have would be the chef in the first place.
Seemed like a cool murder mystery moment to find the thing inside of the thing where the trail ended. I don't know. Give it a shot. Again, Core didn't need it, so just cut it up.
This is real life, not a murder mystery.
Okay.
Yes, this is no Dexter Miami PD.
Yes, I love that one. That one's great on ABNBC Paramount Plus. Yeah. Anyway,
as the angel says, La Pasión.
Yeah.
I am. I'm at a loss, folks.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people in here who all had reason to be here and had things to hide. All we have is a cut on a neck in a hallway and no weapon, no murder weapon. So I don't know about you, to Mr. Azure, but I'm perfectly down to call the police instead of us
As am
gallivanting
I.
around.
They could do the blood splatter. Or see if there's hidden door in the pantry or something of the likes.
I'll just prepare to dial. Just want to bring it back to the evidence in the house that might incriminate the cops will find. We good with that? We just want to make the call.
I think
We
we'll-
didn't find anything to help clear us, but
I
I
have
think,
never been fond of the United States. If they will take me, it is defense against my liberty, and I will fight.
I think
Like
we'll be
Hoods-
fine personally.
all right. You hear that, Miss Cole? Yes, please go ahead and go. All right, I got it. Cool.
I have been saying from the start, let's call the police.
I've been trying.
Someone stopped me. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
dialed
yeah.
911. What are you doing, Madam Maroon?
I'm gonna check the kitchen because now I'm worried that okay, maybe our killer is just the chef and they hid the stuff really well. I want to check the pantry. You know, ingredients. A knife could go in there. Who knows? Why didn't we check the pantry, guys?
Another body. It's Jeffrey.
Oh
you
my god!
go ahead and roll for me to see what you find in the pantry.
All right, let's sleuth. That is 2, 2, 6.
Beautiful.
10.
2, 2, 6. Yeah, 10. I will say that as you open the pantry, it is spacious. Like, this is a true butler's pantry. Quite large, shelves on shelves on shelves. Everything filled with anything Cora or any staff member or basically anyone in the neighborhood could have ever needed. Off to the side within it is almost a smaller closet, which is for cleaning, storage, that sort of thing. And within the kitchen pantry, the only thing that's really off that you notice are footprints that are like in a liquid of some sort. It smells very strong and particular. Without even another roll, you could probably tell that it's petrol. And then within the like cleaning storage, you have a puddle of that same petrol with a mop and some other like brooms and dustpans and
Oh,
things like that.
yes. I tried to clean up here. It was so dark I could not see. I guess I was in the pantry. But do the shoes look like my shoes, perchance?
Gonna go with no.
Huh. I'm gonna call. Gentlemen, I found something.
What'd you find?
Footprints in petrol that are not of my shoes. That means someone else was in the petrol.
Okay. That's
Doing what?
Who knows? Come look.
I think I'll squat down and look at the footprints. And I don't know how to ask if they look like anybody's shoes.
I mean, we could compare shoes for everyone in the room.
Yeah. It's, but also none of us went like, yeah, we could absolutely do that and see if it matches anybody's shoes.
I will go fetch Mrs. Cole for inspection, and the
Alright.
chef, and Mr.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Good, bring them on in.
Yep, she's just going to, lean out the hallway. We have found the clue. We have to come in, and everyone needs to come and show something of themselves. What I will say? Not yet.
The doctor looks concerned, but will comply, picking up his doctor's bag and going in. The chef will also do that. But when you look out there, Mrs. Cole is not there because Mrs. Cole is down in the library. So very quickly, let's see if you can find this will.
Okie dokie. Oh, okay. 15.
beautiful. You look sort of through like binders and books and all of these things that are sort of scattered about the library. But with a 15, I'll say that you notice that a lot of these older books have dust on them. Like no one has touched them in a very long time. But there's one particular book, a old copy of Pride and Prejudice, that looks like it has recently been picked up. At least a lot of the dust on it is disturbed or has been flicked away. And as you pick it up, and you can open it and see that it is in fact a false book. It is one that has a very large pocket on the inside with a manila folder just labeled with Cora's name.
Do I have time to undo it and
Sure.
perhaps skip to the end to see whom is bequeathed this money?
You can see that the 4 children of Cora, Alice, and Jeffrey Whitten are all named Cornelius, Camilla, Penelope, and Austin. Those 4 are all written in as like the main 4 for her will. But you can also see that there are 2 additions. One that is for Renee, who is detailed to be Penelope's child, so her first granddaughter, and the other being that Madame Maroon was added as a last-minute addition, getting the smallest amount of money from the will, but in a message that it says, "To my dear friend, whom I have owed an apology for a very long time, I hope this can make amends."
All right. I put it back. I retie it and put it in the book, and I'm going to take the book with me as I have been summoned to the other room.
Perfect. And as you come in, I'd like a roll from the boys, please. This
Okay.
is sleuth, but I'm not telling you what it's for.
I will say I was just about to ask if I could sleuth inside of here to see if I could find any knives hidden in here, but I will roll this.
Oh, you can
instead.
have both. You
Okay.
can make that roll too if you want. The first one's
Okay,
for what
well-
I want. The second one's for what you want.
Well, the first one's an 11.
Are we combining these or are we doing separate?
No, this is separate because you don't
Okay.
know you're looking for this. I'm letting you observe something you don't know you're observing.
Cool.
So the
Mine's
first one's 11 and the second one's a 10.
mine's a 4.
Awesome. I'm gonna say the Mr. Jersey's absolutely nothing, which honestly makes a lot of sense based on how you were acting earlier. But counselor, as everybody is starting to come into the kitchen, once Madame Maroon has ducked out and has addressed everyone outside, you can see Mrs. Cole coming from the other hallway, the doctor and the chef, and you catch just for a moment a glint of something.
God.
They will have guns in Lithuania.
On whom or where?
On Madame Maroon.
Okay.
It's fast. You can't quite make out what it is, but it's
I'm being
something.
set up.
Okay.
Set up.
All these details.
You have found something?
Yes, you remember when I was looking to fill my lighter? Yes, we found footsteps, not unlike someone else's. Here, we come and measure feet. Come in, come in.
Yes, how quaint. Perhaps we should discuss everything we found so far.
I think that would
before
be good.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. What did you guys find?
If I may, counselor.
Please.
Dear friend Cora had fallen ill as of late. Her health declining, her body failing her, took on the great doctor as her caretaker in this trying time. Seems that anyone who knew of her failing health would it would not make sense for them to take her life in such a way if they knew that she was not long for this world. And both the chef and the doctor knew of these things. We all, of course, had secrets that our dear friend Cora had sleuthed out in her time. Perhaps she intended to um, gather things from us to blackmail, is what I speak of. But with her failing health and her luscious estate, what benefit did it have of her to do such a thing to us? The counselor, of course, and the great family Azure had problems. Of course, we all have darkness in our past. But what purpose did we have of killing her? If she truly intended to get money from us, Mr. Azure, your family had great wealth. Uh, Counselor, your uh, position was a bit more delicate, so perhaps it was more of a status. Not to say that you don't have motive, but there is one of us who did not know of the failing health and perhaps held a grudge. Someone
What are you
who,
implying, Cole?
well, we all know of your business, madam. You
It
do
is
not
an
make
honest one?
and to protect your girls, I have no quarrel with that. There is some problems that you came across in this land of the United States that perhaps you are looking to leave.
Of course, I do not appreciate the tipping culture. I've made no secret of my disdain for the United States government and their dogs.
Yes, well, that all being fine, you also had a bit of a tryst with Cora back in your past when things were not quite as politically correct as they are now.
I don't like what you are implying that Cora could have possibly engaged in an affair against her husband. She was my dearest friend. I was at her wedding. How dare you? You gambling harlot!
Well, that as it may, perhaps it was before her engagement and marriage, a marriage that was more convenient of the time. One does hold grudges, and especially those of the heart. But what you did not know, I assume, is that your dear friend, and again, no judgment, past lover, uh, was to bequeath upon you a substantial amount in her death.
Was she?
She was. I thought
Perhaps it
we
was
had
to
never.
help you escape this land.
Her husband never would have allowed that. He was
Well,
not
he is
fond
no
of me.
longer here.
The husband is out of the picture, after all.
Let me see this will.
Well, as there is a copy with the lawyer, I give the book over to the madam.
And you do see that along with the kids with her first granddaughter, you are named as the last beneficiary of the will. It is a smaller percentage than any of the kids get, but it is with Cora's apologies for everything that went wrong. And maybe this is a way she can make amends.
Oh, Cora.
So,
I should have
madam,
known that's why she reached out after many years.
you think this apology note was for you then?
It must have been.
Well,
But why didn't she reach out before?
Perhaps she was in her failing health, decided to belay that olive branch to you.
now, Madam Maroon, with that being shown, I was wondering if perhaps you could share something with us.
What are you asking, young man?
I'm asking what it is that you're currently hiding on your person.
I'm sorry?
Would you mind emptying your pockets and your purse?
She'll grumble, but she will do so. She'll take out the items in her purse, which are various jewels, pearls. It looks like one was a gift specifically for Cora. Lingerie, but that's just a given. She's wearing some as well, but she's not going to tell you that.
Tucked away.
And
That
finally,
just in case
she-
pocket.
As she reaches in, one of her, because she's wearing a dress that has pockets, she reaches in,
Nice.
and there is a long metal feather pen, ostrich plume, very fancy.
Perhaps
nice
in
pen.
the history that you have, the great charity that Miss Cora was going to bestow upon you, you should come clean.
Come clean. You are not implying.
I am very much implying you're the only one with motive great enough, and a matter of the heart is substantial.
An act of passion. You are saying I would kill my dearest friend. You, who have sat quietly like some specter of death. Tell us then, what are your doings here with Cora?
I do not know. We didn't have a chance to meet.
Speak then.
Well,
What are your secrets, if you are knowing of my disagreements with the United States, of the governor's tricks and trades, of the blues financial woes?
well, I have, as most people in my position, partaken in bribes of the council, one of which was to permit a building in my backyard, a shoveling of the back area. My apologies, councillor. Not just to put in a pool, but to add a space underneath it for a game hall.
You can say casino.
She kind of
Love a good night of gambling. I got the address after.
Easier to do without an investor. What of the doctor? Chef?
well, the chef's troubles were prominent. His argument with the owner of his past establishment and the fire that took place there. Though many died, I don't think that the chef meant for that to happen, and I don't think that he would take out his only source of employment, knowing that he was sick.
Chef Slate, how long have you been in Miss Cora's employment?
Oh, a year, just a year.
Seems a bit brash to just now decide to cut into that, I'd say.
Especially with all the opportunities he would have, her being alone here, or on a night when there
And-
was just a few staff members.
And quite frankly, I don't think that the doctor could afford another potential malpractice in the form of a dead patient.
The doctor
you, Dr.
says
Citrine?
nothing but shoots daggers at you.
And quite frankly, apart from the fact that Mr. Azure was with me the entire time that the lights went out, I don't think that defending your family standings is enough for you to get your hands dirty. You barely touched a breaker switch.
No, I'll be right. I didn't touch it at all. You did the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
How the light though?
Not,
We're good.
not exactly a hands-on kind of guy.
Then perhaps we are to go about comparing of shoes. I stepped in the petrol, that is true. But if someone
did.
else was in the kitchen with the knives, then they might have stepped in it as well.
Is this pen that she has produced Could it have been? I guess I wouldn't know because I didn't look at the wound. But is it something that could have caused a slash upon Miss Cora?
Give me a sharp roll.
Not to solve a puzzle, just see how sharp that pen is.
I mean, I was just personally assuming so because it was a metal pen, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a long pen.
That is 9.
Madam Maroon, how closely did you let anybody look at that pin? Or was it more I pulled this out quickly and I put it back?
Oh, I have them laid out on the table.
Okay. Just making sure.
They asked to see what's all on my person. That is what is on my person. Of course, y'all are accusing the sex worker of this. Can't believe it.
Hey,
Of
let's
course.
not. You know what? I
Hey.
respect.
Let's not go
I was
there.
about to say.
I don't want to deal with it, but like, I'm old money.
As one.
So-
Look.
So the pen is like a metal variety then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
I think Aiden will come over to Madame Maroon, like, hey, look, cards on the table, along with everything else in your pockets. I know you and Cora had something special, if you want to call it that, whether you could explore it or not. You don't think you just took too long, wanted to fall in love, and Cora couldn't give you that? So instead, you just took that pen and wrote the end of the story.
Never.
Never.
I would never hurt Cora.
Counselor, perhaps you should investigate this pen.
Actually, I was wondering if the doctor could do that because while that pen is not necessarily enough to do any sort of true bloodletting, though we saw some of that there, I'm wondering if it's possibly filled with something besides ink.
Let's see what the doctor can do.
The jazz music I have playing is
Perfect. for the occasion.
Say my cello music. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so intense.
I put the clue on that Abby said.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
The doctor walks over slowly, like sort of nods at you, and will look at the pen, picking it up, sort of turning it over in his hands. He looks up at Madame Maroon, and I want you to make a roll. And I think, what do I want this to be?
Sway.
Yeah, sure. We can call it that. Because he's also sizing up what he thinks about this, including what like this pen is showing him.
That's 5 because it's my specialty. Well, not my specialty, no, because I'm not
Yeah.
seducing him. I'm just being me. But that is
No.
6, 6, 6, and 2.
those titties out, girl.
That's a 20.
It's seduction minus the titties. It's just swaying with the breeze.
About the titties.
Say what you got for me again, Abs?
I got a 20.
Oh yeah. He looks at you, looks back at the counselor who's obviously asked him to do this. While I follow everyone's logic, and it's not that I think it is beyond the realm of possibility, this pen is not going to cause what happened there. And the ink itself inside looks as if it is ink. I would need to take it for testing to figure out if it was anything more.
Which you may. It was a gift meant for Cora.
Doctor, you have asked us to hold off on calling the authorities so that we could investigate and come to a conclusion. You are the reason right now why we are standing here instead of having the police comb this place over to find the answer. So I am asking you, as this started with your suggestion, to use your skills to the best of your ability while we are here. Otherwise, I'm simply going to ask Mr. Azure to call the authorities. And if I can, I want to use my expertise of leadership speaking to push him to do his goddamn job.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can do a sway roll with that. No problem.
For all 5 dice.
Let's do it. We're bringing the cops in, Doc.
$22.
He looks at you, swallows, and nods. It had to have been a full blade, a knife, a dagger, presumably not a sword, nothing that big. It would have left more. There would have needed to be more force behind it. This was light, a simple finesse weapon of sorts, something that could be easily hidden. It wouldn't need to be large, and it wouldn't even need to be big enough to be in a purse. It could be smaller, something in a pocket, or on a person, or
Up a sleeve.
Any of those.
And it is 100% your belief that the cause of death was in fact the wound opened and not anything else that may have been applied.
Yes, no discoloration, no change in skin tone other than dried blood or light bruising from the fall. Nothing that would suggest poison or ligature marks for strangulation, anything like that. It has to have been the wound.
Counselor,
Yes.
did the madam not have to pass through this room to both leave and go back? A room full of knives?
We did not see any knives that had any evident blood on them. However, as I pointed out to one of us earlier, lighter fluid is exceptionally good at cleaning blood off of implements. And there is a lot of it all over the place.
Well, I have enough evidence. Gentlemen, shall we put forth our votes?
I'd say so.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
All in favor of turning the madam over to the police? Say aye.
Sorry, madam. So is there a format to this? Do we just say
Yeah.
Abby did it? Or, okay.
There's a whole process.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
so for those watching, we are now in the end. Anytime players make a formal accusation where the majority of players agree on their accusation, you then play out the end, which goes as follows.
Really quickly, do we have to do the formal clue thing of person, weapon, place, or is it just declaring somebody?
The most important thing is the person. If you'd like to do the whole thing and be like, yes, we are 100% correct, you can go for it.
Abby did it on the goddamn stairs.
My thought,
serrated blade.
my thought was Madame Maroon with the knife in the dining room due to the blood splatter walk.
LB, do you want to give one just for funsies? Since both of
I
them
mean, in the hallway with a knife.
So now that Madame Maroon has formally been accused, we detail what happened. I will do it along with the killer if the killer is one of my PCs. If not, I will narrate alone. And then these four will find out what actually happened tonight. Afterwards, we will play out the end for everyone, whether that is getting the justice you deserve for doing a murder, or whether that is you run off into the night and escape the way you wanted. So without further ado, here is what actually happened in the murder of Cora Alice Witten.
Title card.
Title card. So in the dining room where you all dined together, she obviously did not finish her meal. As she's been getting sicker and sicker, you lose more and more of your appetite. She runs off to go to her study in order to prep all of the work she needs for the various meetings she plans to have with all of you tonight. You all adjourn from the dining room and go toward the drawing room when the power is cut. Hey, Abby, do you want to explain how you cut the power?
It was as simple as putting a cigarette to an exposed fuse.
And turns all of the lights out, leaving you all to figure out in the power outage what happened. She runs off saying she's going to fill up her lighter as it has run out of fuel, when it certainly hasn't. There's still fuel in the lighter. But if you just don't flick it hard enough, the flame won't light and sparks will fly anyway. So she goes off acting like she needs to fill it. The counselor and Mr. Azure go to find the power box, leaving Mrs. Cole alone. There are then 4 people that don't have an alibi with each other, which means that only the counselor and Mr. Azure are covered for alibis. So then how'd you get her to the dining room, Abby?
It was simple. You recalled me talking about the accident where I broke my ankle and forced myself into a life of debauchery. Cora knew about this. All I had to do was ask for her to help me up the stairs. And I looked at her and said, it should have been more from the life you took from us. And I stabbed her in the back of the neck and pushed her down the stairs.
She did. And Cora Alice's body lay at the bottom of the stairs, her life flashing before her eyes, and in all of the good she did in the only person that she ever truly loved and lost, had stabbed her in the back of the neck and left her there to die.
It was rather easy to put the dagger in between my garters. If it had been for that councilman, I would have thought the chef would have taken the fall.
Yeah. If you would have rolled a 15, you would have seen that it was a knife and a garter, but I just gave you a glint of something. And so when Abby was like, I'll just empty my purse and my pockets, that's not where a knife is. And then I got a text message to it. Can I roll to pretend it was the pen the whole time? And I was like, sure you can. It was pretty great. The petrol in the cabinet was Abby's red herring that she asked me to put in the kitchen pantry petrol footsteps. And the rest was history. I made up everybody's files on the spot, minus the little bit that you all gave me. I just kind of went with the rest of it. This is very much a game for improv GMs. If you like improving,
I have to ask, Abby, was I correct in assuming that you just doused yourself in petrol to eliminate blood and whatnot and clean evidence, or is that just entirely
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was so close. You guys thought it was the doctor.
Yeah.
There is a chance.
I didn't. As soon as he was like, "Oh, she was terminal," I was like, "It's not him. He could just wait it out. What did he need money for right now?"
I was between you and the chef for the longest time because the chef kept fucking off the whole time. I was like, "Where are you going, buddy?"
Throwing up for sure.
It's probably.
I know there were story beats of just like, oh yeah, these 2 were alone, and I'm just like, I'm gonna assume, hoping for the safety that it was a player, because then I know it's a lame, but like,
I was like 5% that it was LB, simply for the fact that she kept going off on her own.
So sketchy, right. And no one was like, "Yeah, it was definitely her."
I appreciated that as the GM. I was like, "Look at LB giving me shit to work with," being like, "No, I'll stay alone." Thank you.
I'm gonna be 100% honest.
You know what? I went to Zach and I went to Abby and said, just saying, Miss Cole.
I'll be 100% honest. Even if it was Miss Cole, it's in Counselor Sage's best interest to not implicate her, to not implicate himself.
Yeah.
That's why I went with you.
This happened at the murderer.
I was like, look, we already have this thing. I bribed you. You said it was cool. Look, we have a mutual destruction thing here.
That's exactly why I was like, "Hey, Miss Cole, do you want to go check on the documents? Because we already know what's in here. How about everybody else?"
Yeah.
I mean, and I was being cagey about it because I was like, "You don't need to know any more information than you already know."
Crazy.
And yet you all accused me.
Yeah.
Abby, I told you last week. it
Jilted
was you.
lover.
All right, Abby, where were you at when Mal messaged you that you're the killer? Because I can only imagine if you sat here with me going, "It's Abby, everybody." You're like, "Fuck, it's me."
I knew. I'm like, God fucking damn it! It is me. He's gonna be right. And I'm like, I have to
Good
play.
job, though. You did a good job.
Thank you,
with
I
your
was-
Yeah,
job.
you did
Absolutely.
excellent.
I
You were great.
know.
I was so nervous because I'm too autistic for this kind of shit.
I know.
Usually.
I know.
No. And like we texted back and forth for like a little bit in the beginning. So I typed everything out to all of you and then hit enter all the way down the line so you'd all get them at the same time. And
Mhm.
Abby's obviously said killer, dagger, dining room, murder happens when the power goes out. And that was what Abby had.
No.
And so then she sends me a GIF and goes, "Me about to kill this old lady." And then I warned her when I was going to cut the lights, and I was like, "I'm going to cut the lights pretty soon. Like, might want to get to exploring or something." And so that's when she was like, "I'm going to go get the stuff for my lighter." And I was like, "Perfect." And so then I asked her like a bunch of questions of like, "Hey, how'd you get her to the dining room? Where did you leave her body?" So I could stage where everything was for you all, and we just texted
Crazy.
back and forth, going like,
I
you
was
know,
so
whatever.
nervous.
It was
I was
fun.
waiting for someone to like be like, "You did it." I'd be like, "This is Gucci."
I would never give one on this. Thank you very much.
Oh my god, that was so
Ah.
fun. Oh my
Yes.
god. I will say I hate social deduction games.
Mm.
This was great. I could not think
Yeah.
of a better group to play with.
Aw.
I
Mhm.
think the rolling system, as far as like making it more like how good you roll determines how much information you get. I really like that aspect to it as instead of a pass fail system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think
making
yeah, I
things
think
on
like
scale.
having, I think like having on one hand, I think like having a fixed metric would be very solid for that. But on the other hand, when you have like 1, 2, and 3, 4 dice, like it's hard to be like,
Yeah.
okay, you need to get a 5 for this, a 10 for this. If you only have a 1d6, and you're
Yeah.
just not gonna.
Right.
So
And it
Yeah.
encourages you to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then that encourages player interaction. And in a game like
Yep.
this, sometimes it can be really hard to get players to interact because they're like, "I'm not gonna trust anybody. I'm gonna do everything by myself." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"You can't. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally cannot." Like in some aspects, sure. If you're a really great talker and you're like, "I'm gonna talk my way through most of this," then Sway's gonna be your best friend. But something's gotta be a 1. And if you ever
Yeah.
want to do that action, then you have to ask somebody for help.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
I built mine so much more towards Sway, and then
Yeah.
never took the moment
Mhm.
to talk with
Mhm.
either the NPC. So the role for Sway was never really an option. And then
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
other only spot I thought in the case, I'm like, if I was the murderer, can I swing Sway? And I had like urban survival of a good way to blend in and escape the moment no one's looking. So if that
Mhm.
was my role to get out in the middle of being caught, but then I wasn't the murderer. So I'm like, I don't know if I could swing this as a place. That might just be picking a better expertise for that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No, I think there would have you could have definitely used that as a oh, I'm just gonna so what was it like being gay in the 80s?
Yeah.
What was that like? All
In
that-
Russia? Damn.
Yeah.
Not good,
Like-
my friend. Not good.
No,
more.
no.
Oh,
You have to wait until at least 2000 for tattoo to become a thing. So yeah, it's like 20 years of.
it was so close.
Yeah.
Valerie,
You
this was an
were.
amazing
I did,
system.
I do like it a
Oh.
lot, yeah.
Wait.
I do love the idea of Abby being like, wait, I could get married now? Fuck, I just killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This game.
Yeah. The fact did she know about the will?
No, I
No.
didn't.
Yeah.
No, Abby did not know about the
I
will.
didn't think so. I was
I didn't give Abby much because I wanted it to be Abby's motive, and then it
Yeah.
just so happened. And then I was like, "Oh, but what if I made it gay?" And so I did,
Yeah.
and it went really well.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Oh well, like this totally would have been a thing they could have reconnected over had anger not gotten in the way." Which I
How
think
improv
was
was the will? Did you have like
Entirely.
The will will be here? Okay, so there wasn't
No.
like the will be here. I see that
No.
if it's Aiden,
No.
if it's okay.
I had
Cool.
no clue about a will until somebody asked, "Is there a will?" And I went,
Very nice.
"Sure,
Yeah.
sure, there's a will. Why
Of course
not?"
there is.
Yeah.
Literally the only things I had planned tonight were you 4 get here, you sit down for dinner, the power goes out, end of
Mhm.
list.
cool.
Yeah.
Dinner was so wonderfully
Everything
awkward.
else
Yeah,
Oh my
was
God.
fully improvised, as it should be.
Perfect.
No one
Yeah.
likes to go to a dinner party where you don't already know everyone there, or at least the majority of people. there.
Yeah.
Like if you only know one person and you go to a dinner party, that's awkward. Maybe
It is.
two in the
It's
terms of
more
like
awkward when
counselor
there's
business
only
gold.
4
but-
people.
Yeah, there's only so
You're
many
like,
people there, and you're
It's-
like, this is weird now.
It's
Yeah.
extra more awkward when there's only 4 people and one of them you have entered into bribery with and no one's supposed to know that.
Correct.
Which
They're
is
like,
that,
just
which
so
is that
happens
one
that
little
no
nod that
bribery
I gave
goes
to
today.
Mrs. Cole.
it's like we need to act like we are definitely professional adults who've never done anything illegal
That
together.
was that one little nod that I gave her
Yeah.
like at the very beginning and then did not address all the way until
Yeah.
we were alone in the room and be like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'll say
what's up?
I'll say the gift I sent Mallory. Zach, you're very familiar. It was that Mike Tyson where he like grabs his son and kisses him and then walks away. That was like me about to go kill Cora.
Yeah.
Yup.
And it was
Oh.
great. This went really well.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, it
kind
was
of better than
good.
I expected. Like I
was
said,
pretty
this
good.
was a first play test of this game that I like had a little love for, because Clue's been my favorite thing since I was a little kid. Murder mysteries were my first type of story that I fell in love with. I would wake up every morning and watch The Addams Family and delight in the fact that Wednesday was like, yes, I cut the heads off all my Barbies, and then I went and stabbed a man, and I was like, see, I want to be her. That was like my whole thing. I loved the board game. I had the game for my Nintendo 64. My favorite movie to this day at 27 years of age is Clue, made in 1985, 13 years before I existed. Don't worry about it. But like I was like, how do I make it into a TTRPG that I can play with my friends? And
Mhm.
then this thing was born. And so
Yeah.
it's not going to come out immediately because there actually may be more plans for it than
Mhm.
me just putting it up on the internet
Yeah.
like usual, and that's wild.
Mhm.
But
You could totally
otherwise,
have an expansion that's like supernatural stuff. Like
Oh, yeah,
there's
100%.
examples. Or like
Yes.
Scooby Doo
Yeah.
style. Like,
I
Yeah.
would love that. I talked about
Broadening
making
this out, yeah.
a like second book, like after the first one was all laid out and stuff, that was all different like genres of story essentially, and the illustration style like changes every 3 pages as
Yeah.
the tables and stuff do, and it's like a big compendium of like all the places in the world you can do this, and the styles you can do it in. I think that'd be so cool.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other things
Hell
you
yeah.
can do.
Coming out with a layout of a mansion or something like that would be really cool
Mhm.
too, especially for GMs who are not as comfortable with like improvising
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Like
Yeah, maybe like something like Murder on House of the
Simple
Hill, where
story,
it's
man.
like
Yeah.
you pull cards. It's like this room and this room.
I had the idea for like a basic style map that I could illustrate that could be in the back of the book in
Yeah.
case they needed to like pull something out and be like, here's floor 1,
Yeah.
here's floor 2.
yeah.
So you can like look at it
basement.
and point to it. Yeah, the basement. I love putting a basement in places.
yeah.
People are like, I don't want to go in the basement. I'm like, a basement's awesome. My office, this right here, I'm in a basement.
Yeah.
Okay, I love a basement.
Basements are
Uh, that- when they're great. This one's great because I put a little heater in it and I got my lights and stuff. But you know,
Is it like being cold?
oh God, I
Let me tell you.
hate being cold, and literally at winter in this basement, the bane of my existence. But there's nowhere else in this house for me to have my little office, so I deal with it.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's the worst. I hate being
Combination
cold.
of wear a half winter jacket with the fan off earlier was a problem. So that thing's been on full blast for the last 3 hours.
That's super fair. I was like, not usually every time you all see me down here, I'm in a sweatshirt during winter, and tonight I was like, I don't want to wear a sweatshirt. I want to look slightly
Yeah.
nicer than a sweatshirt, and so I was like, no, I'm prepared to freeze. But my heater's been working overtime, so it's been
Good.
But yeah, thank you all for coming to do this with me. It was so much fun. I hope you all in the audience enjoyed it. When I have like some solid concrete, here's the thing for the rest of this game, it'll be out in the universe and I will put it on social media and you'll know. But right now it's not set in stone yet, so I can't say it out loud lest we jinx things. But before I get to any other announcements about the channel or the new year, because this is the last show of 2025, listen to these beautiful, wonderful people that I'm very lucky to have in my life. So you can go support them in other places. And we're going to go in the same order we did before, which means Abby gets to go first.
Oh my goodness, little old me, our little murderer. Oh my gosh. Yep. Hey, I'm Abby. I'm your local internet nerd. You can catch me most places on the internet at Enough of Abby, where I'm doing cultural consultations, I'm doing sensitivity readings, and more importantly, I'm playing amazing games with folks just like these. And seriously, go check out their work. Every single one of them is really, really cool. But if you want to see more of me, you can check me out on the Luck and Chaos podcast along with Zach, or on the Twisted Fates channel with our multi-award winning All By podcast of, well, majority pie podcast. There is one white woman in there, heads up, of Dino Crisis, a 10 Candles adventure where people get eaten by dinosaurs. It's Jurassic Park, but if it were scary, like the original novel. But hagone. I'm going to popcorn it over to the person who had me nailed from the beginning, Danny.
That's right. I fucking knew it, Abby. You tried. Can't get past it.
Before I even got cast.
I just knew it. I paid Mal to make it you, so I could be right. Hey, everybody. I'm Danny. I played Mr. Azure this evening. Typically, I go by CG Danny B online, talking all things indie gaming. Currently, we are on break for the rest of the year for the podcast. I'll be back on January 8th, I think is the day we're back, where Topher and I are doing our top 10 indie games of 2025, where we each do a top 10. Our 10th place is 1 point. Our first place is 10. And that always means it's more than 10. There's always an asterisk on it. So we get to talk about like 16 games. So it'll be great. Outside of that, this was my last scheduled TTRPG thing for the year. And what a great way to go out, Mal. Thank you so much for putting this together. I know you've been working on it hard, so it's been fun to finally get to play it. I'm excited to get to run it again whenever that may occur. Outside of that, next year, we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up that I don't know how much is announced outside of our Glitter Hearts game. That I don't know if we said anything else about the context, just that it's Glitter Hearts thing. Yeah, cool, awesome. I'll hand it off to the people who know what to talk about. Yes, there'll be Glitter Hearts. I'll be on Folk Myth a little bit more. I'll be running something on Crit Hit Chronicles soon, so that'll be great. And maybe I'll be right back here on Rediscovery for something. I've realized in the last 3 weeks I've got a lot of things to announce that aren't announced, but I'm playing them, so that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be me. I will then popcorn to LB.
Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on Instagram and on Blue Sky. I'm Hack Recklessly on Twitch and on YouTube, where next year we are going to have some fun games lined up on Sunday nights, starting with the Glitter Hearts game that will start on the 4th. It is the Fallout crew from last year, so Danny and Zach are going to be in that. It's called Kaiju Commandos or Commanders. We haven't decided yet. It's Glitter Hearts, but we are doing the Power Rangers rules for it. I've got a lot of voice actors lined up, a lot of cool stuff going on. I keep wanting to talk about it, but I can't because the twist happens in the first episode, and I just really am so excited for that. And then after that, at the end of February and in March, Abby is going to join us on the channel. We are going to do another Fallout 313 series. We've got Abby, we've got Omega, Crit Bard, Madam Ava is going to be there, and OMG It's Some Guy Alex is in that cast. I'm going to get all of them into the server for that because I have a lot of information for them. And that's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be part of the Arsenal of Democracy, or working for them, going out into the Lake of Fire, or as Rob would say, the Lake of Fire, to investigate some things that are happening out there. So that'll be the end of February into March, and depending on how long they want to go, maybe into April as well. But I am done for the rest of the year. This is my last show, so thank you so much for having me, Mal. I had a lot of fun doing this, and my Monster of the Week brain, it's one of my favorite games to run. I'm like, I could do this. I could do a lot of this game, so I'm very excited to see as it progresses and such. So thank you, and I will pass it off to Zach.
Hi, everybody. I'm Zachary Vaudo. I grew up reading the Clue books growing up as well. There were like a series of 18 kid books in the 90s that were basically just like little whodunits, and I grew up reading a lot of those as well. So I also really love this franchise a lot, and I love things based off of this. Just thought I'd throw that out there because I thought that was fun. This is also my last thing of the year. Next year, as mentioned, I will be part of Kaiju Commanders. We'll figure it out from there, both on the cast and working on some musical things for it, which is going to be a lot of fun. Luck and Chaos will return at some point next year. I'll be in that with Abby. I did a game of Alien we'll see when that comes out. That's a secret for now, including to us. I've pitched games to run on this channel, Hand Hack Recklessly, so I'll probably be running games there. Will be in whatever games people want me to be in. I will be wherever tabletop games are played. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah, this has been the best, and I've been very excited about running this for a couple of months now. So for it to all finally happen feels really great. So like I said, this is the last game for this channel for the year. Going on a break, gonna revamp some stuff. I can say the premiere of our next mini series is January 19th. That's also a Monday. It's gonna run for 4 consecutive Mondays after that. And you're gonna see some familiar faces in it, ones that I'm very excited to have back. And I will go and tell you now, it's an outgunned game. We're gonna play some outgunned, and I'm really, really pumped about it. I will be GMing the table again. And we're also prepping for another Secrets and Suspects longer game. After all that is said and done, talking to some different guest GMs, including Danny and Zach, and some other ones, some that you've seen here before, actually, and maybe 1 or 2 that you haven't seen here before. It could be really fun. So the goal is to eventually get back up to 2 games a week over here, but we'll start out the year with 1, and that's going to be our very special outgunned game. I'm also going to be guesting in a few different places at the top of 2026, but I'm kind of waiting for them to put the posters out to say, like, hi, that's the thing. Hi, Chuggus. What's up? So I'll let you know when those are out, but let's just say I get to go flirt with my friends a lot in 2026, and that's going to be really great for me. Otherwise, I'm around the internet. You can find other games that I've written over on my itch.io page or through my website, which is just my name. And I do illustrative work and book layout and all sorts of things. I sort of never stop. And I like it that way. But at the beginning of 2026, I'm actually doing a lot of traveling, like 3 weekends in a row of traveling. I leave tomorrow for my first trip, and then I come back and I'm here for 2 days, and then I leave for another trip, and then I'm back for 4 days, and then I leave for another trip. So once I'm back from all of those, I will come back to streaming, and it'll be an excellent break to come back to some more creative stuff in the new year. So thanks for all the support in 2025. Everybody's been really wonderful, and I am so excited to come back better than ever and start making some really cool stuff. In the meantime, very important that you remember to love yourself, take care of each other, and go have a super magical adventure, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Go piss, girl.
Ew.
Go piss, girl, indeed.
Go piss, girl to us all.